I'm a rogue.
I love the first line of tonight's session is I'm a rogue. Hello, everybody. It has been a little while since we last saw your wonderful faces and your wonderful names in the chat. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and once again, we are back with Anarions Rest, our D&D 5e homebrew campaign, DM'd by yours truly, where I get to, sometimes make my friends cry, and sometimes they make me cry. But tonight, we are actually beginning the last few sessions into our finale for the season, which is really exciting for me, because with the amount we split the party, I wasn't sure we'd get this far. But I am joined by some wonderful, wonderful friends. But first, if this is your first time tuning into the channel, then, some things to get out of the way. If my Nightbot works, which it does, all right. Here at Graham Crackers, we're all about making memories with friends. Whether those are with new friends, old friends, or, our friends on the chat, it is about sharing the moments we have together to make lifelong memories that are going to last forever. All of our videos are recorded and uploaded to YouTube, unless I forget, in which case I am 100% sad and apologetic for. I have a goldfish brain. But outside of that, it is about, just making long-lasting friendships at the end of the day. And playing D&D, or other TTRPGs, or MMORPGs. And I'm joined by a lot of really fantastic friends who, while they need literally no introduction because they are so phenomenal and so fantastic, I would like to know 3 things from each of them. Who they are, who they're playing, and along with who they are, I'd also like to kind of give a basic description of what they are or what they look like, or kind of where they are right now. What are they feeling? That's the third thing. I want to know, where are they at mentally in this moment? And then we'll have a recap. Oh,
okay.
Bob, for your introduction, what emotional type of music do you want?
What kind of music? At the end of every action movie where the hero finally finds the villain that killed the partner 2 days from retirement.
Oh, that is very specific, but I'll try my best. I think the best I can do is like a cartoon detective sleuth moment.
Work with what we got.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Bob. Just going through this life one day at a time. This burnt out town, coming to play D&D. Tonight, I'm Belled a Stone Song, dwarf on edge. After learning the truth that his people who have been turning to stone from a curse may actually have more to it than that. That at one time that curse was a noble sacrifice they took to hold back a dark absence of existence from entering this realm. And now, standing before him, across the bridge, covered with slime and tar everywhere, stands the one disguised dwarf that may be behind this, that maybe has the answers he's been searching for in the last 24 hours as to how he could possibly free his people from their eternal stone slumber. At this moment here, only one thing is left to be done. It's time to get ready for a fight. With a quick change of the glimmering armor Beldis has, it goes from what was normally a simple entertainer's outfit into more of a chainmail, halberd garb with the color of his people. Ugh! And I got that on right the first try. That's kind of cool.
That was really impressive. All right, who's next, and what type of music do you want? I'm gonna change music for every single one of you, I think.
Fancy.
All right, I see a hand from
Okay.
Jen.
I can go because it's such a contrast. So do you have anything that's a little bit like Friendship is Magic style, or like She-Ra with like the big rainbow wave,
Ooh,
like
I might.
sort of power of friendship kind of moments?
This is more like a
Yeah, like Powerpuff
Hamtaro.
Girls are like Sailor Moon energy. We need
Yes.
Sailor Moon themes.
Yes.
Sailor Moon transformation theme song.
There you go. That would totally work.
Energy.
That would be good.
No.
I still remember that transformation music.
I have an island adventure. I don't know if that's the same.
Sure, let's do that. I have no idea what it sounds like, and I won't hear it anyway. So I'm good with that.
Think of like a very bossa nova kind of.
Okay.
Like elevator music.
Okay. It's a little more like climactic and adventurous than
That's
that.
true. No, I've got this. We
Okay,
can do better.
okay.
We can do better.
We can do better.
That's not exciting. I have like 50 different song tracks. And I'm just like, which one?
You set up a big challenge for yourself.
I know.
It's okay if you stay with the original music. I'm okay with that.
Ooh.
I will
This
paint a
one
picture
is
with my words.
Maybe not super enthusiastic, but it's like enlightening.
Okay, that works. That works very well. So, okay, I'm Jen. I'm playing Maggie, the Furbolg druid, and I can't even say Furbolg today. And you know, like, so we had that moment where we were all like lined up, and like we did it one by one too. Like first Golineth came in, and then I think Beldis came in, and then like one after the other. The rest of us, we ended up lined up before the start of this, and like that moment, for instance, in like the first season of She-Ra, when like rainbow power comes out of everybody, or like, you know, in one big wave and line, like Maggie feels that unity of the group and like how much she cares about everybody here. And like, whereas the previous giant battle that they were in at the Leonid place, like that was where she whiffed it, like she like completely checked out and ran. She feels like strong and able to be like the war person so long as she's got her friends at her side.
All right, who's next?
What's up, everybody? I am Khan, and I'm playing Golineth, the Elven Rogue. Oh yeah, and for my music, I am going to need the theme song from the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, I don't know if I can do any trademarked music.
It's not trademarked. It's okay. It's called The Lonely Man.
The Lonely Man.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It probably is trademarked. But the original one, you know, when he was always walking out of town.
That's fair.
Because
I'm trying to
right now.
That's a DMCA. Strike on this account.
That's Jurassi's Hat at Park. Because right now, Golineth, despite being with all his friends and what he considers now family, is feeling a bit lonely.
What about?
What's he feeling lonely about?
Yeah, I want to know.
The risk of losing all of his friends again. So it's kind of drawing back to the emotions before that he thought he'd put behind, but here they are, facing this monster and facing those demons. And my vacuum just ran into something. Bad robot.
All right. Adam, Kari, who's next?
Well, if you go, then I can just roll into the recap.
Very well, very well. Hello, everyone. It is I, Kari. I am playing Karis Nefzen, the tiefling wizard today, who is looking a bit haggard, I think, from the recent events. I am told she got a rest, but I think the time in the mirror, the time running around behind these nerds and like the entire city sort of discombobulating around them, a lot of the Nightwalker stuff that she got to share and the Nightwalker stuff currently happening, she looks pretty shell-shocked. And probably looks a lot like a horror movie child. That's the vibe she's giving today with her looks. The beard is gone, unfortunately. Perfectly straight, which is unnatural for her hair. Just so much of it. And she is once again wearing her weird little bubble dress of black with nothing else on it. The bats are gone. It is just a simple black bubble dress and little black boots. And also, Magoubliet has a little black sweater. That's it.
All right. Inspiration for Bob and inspiration for me from chat. Thank you, chat. One sec. I have a grumbly pup.
Like, Bob, you have a card just for
There we go. There we go. All right. Adam, your introduction, what type of music? Or whatever music I choose at random. Which
honestly, if you just want to set up the battle music,
okay.
that works for me.
How's that?
That's perfect. All right, I am Adam. I don't think I have the attached to my name anywhere. Adam D. Radford. I am playing Rue, which is a halfling. Oh my god, what am I? Cleric. How am I spacing? Halfling cleric. And I think Rue at this point also looks like they're in a horror movie, but they might look like the killer in a horror movie because they have a leather gown, and I'm sure they're covered with black sludge from the zombies and whatnot. They're feeling like it's ready to rumble, get the fisticuffs out. There's this guy who's just entirely too cocky down there. And yeah, I guess that's it. And there's a lot of people up top that need savings. And last time on Anarions Rest, I talked to a god. Galanith found 29 gold and a ring with a sparrow engraved on it. We saved a few people in the city, but not enough. We're going to save a whole lot more coming up. And then Karis came back to us, and then we went down under the Brainswright building, and there's a giant baby hand. It's not a baby hand, but we did have a lot of discussion about this last time. It's a giant hand, and a creepy guy. He's giving off some real pickup artist energy, I think, and Night Stalker. And we got a long rest.
All right, you may take your inspiration. Rue, Karis, and Maggie, you all have an inspiration from chat. And we have our first subscription. Thank you, Anonymous, which is for tonight only. And maybe if we don't finish combat for also next session, every subscription is going to be a Wild Magic Surge. So if you want to specify a single player for the Wild Magic Surge, feel free when you subscribe or when you gift one, or new followers will give a player of their choice a 1d4 on their next roll. But let's do this. There are 5 of you, so I'm gonna roll a 1d6 minus 1, and on a 1 I will just re-roll. We'll say Maggie, you are 1, Karis 2, Golina 3, Beldis 4, Rue 5.
But really, we're all 1.
Yes. And that is a 4. Beldis, can you roll me a D100 and let's change the music?
Oh boy. Potted plat, here I come. 76.
76. All right.
Your arm falls off.
Don't even.
Never.
Ever see a one-armed dwarf play a flute before? It's gonna get weird.
All
I was in that part of YouTube again.
All right, all right. So Beldis, on your turn, remind me to tell you what happens.
Okay.
Because we are now in combat. That's not combat music. Let's see.
I'm just jamming to the music in my head.
There we go. All right. There you all stand to paint the scene. In a massive cavern, hundreds of feet high. Farther than dark vision can see. Beyond what meager dark vision all of you possess, stands the fingertips of a massive boned hand in the cavern. It is dripping ichor from the gaps between bone. Towards the tail off end, you see dwarves wearing ragged mining gear. The scent of rot and death and decay, almost being drowned out by the smell of tar and ichor as the sound of pickaxes on bone clinks, echoing in the cavern. In front of you is a river of ichor with a small path leading to the two individuals in front of you, Gagri, the wizard from the Wainwright Company, and the individual dressed in black plate armor with a black shield with red runes that seem to glow on it and a dark black blade stands in front of you, blocking your way. Beyond them are 6 individuals dressed in remnants of robes and garb, mottled and eaten away by the ichor as they stand near a green fell energy that swirls and whirls around a Nightwalker, looming above all of them. It stands roughly 40 feet tall, with arms the size of trees, wisps of shadow pulling off of it with its every movement, and it is not moving, being bound by the spell. Karis, you stand back in the previous room behind the door. It has opened in, and you are able to kind of hide behind it. Gagri knows you are all there, but for the moment you are unseen. The rest of you, having decided discourse was at its end, Rue stepped forward after being told, one more step, and it's the last you'll take. And we are going to begin combat. So, first up in the order, as you take that step, Rue, making the decision to move one step closer, just enough, Gagri reaches a hand out, and from the tar itself rises this ichor-coated hand curled into a fist. And that hand begins to kind of rise up and slam down with force. All right. Does a 18 hit?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. All right. That is a whopping 8. Man, this is the one thing I hate about real life dice is I never have enough. But I have enough. I just don't want to find them. So, as this fist collides, coming in to kind of smash, this hand is larger than you, by a bit, and it strikes you on your side. You take 18 force damage as this hand pummels into you and then stands where it is. And I'll put a little hand icon on the map for you so that everyone knows where it is. Next up, Beldis.
Now that I'm unmuted, where's his hand at?
It is right next to
Okay,
Rue,
Yep,
like right there.
cool. And it's a hand. And then we have in front of us, we have that little ichor puddle. I'm assuming that's really there.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we have the bridge over here, and the first person on that bridge is the armored individual.
Correct.
Okay. And then he's in the back there, and then they're over there. Okay. Yep. Beldis is going to go ahead and move 25 feet towards that bridge. He's going to move around this puddle. 10. I want to make sure I got my measurements right here. That's 15, and then I can get right to there. Cool. I got to push another button. He's going to move up onto this bridge.
All right.
In front of the two. And as he's walking, since he had flute in hand, he's going to start playing a little bit of a melody, which I'd say is pretty similar to the music you have going on right now. And that is casting the Fear spell, which is a 30-foot cone that I do believe I almost get both of them in there. That's close.
And it's a 30-foot cone?
There's a 30-foot cone. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get both of them in there.
Excellent. So that is a, come on, description, pop up. Wisdom saving throw on their parts.
Okay. Gaggery is a 13.
That is a fail.
And the individual who is yet to be named in the plate armor, that is a 27.
That is a succeed. So for Gaggery, who failed, they're frightened. And during their turn, they must take the dash action to move away from me by the safest available route they have. Unless there's nowhere to move.
Okay. All right, anything else?
That is... You know what? Still close enough to that. Gollineth feels slightly inspired by that, and he can have a bardic inspiration. They can have a bardic inspiration.
All right, Rue, you are up.
All right. I guess since this thing is right next to me, and I don't know if it gets reaction, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring out my spiritual weapon. And yeah, this one looks like a big old butcher knife. And I'm gonna swing at it with a... Does an 18 hit?
18 will not hit, unfortunately.
The hand?
Will not hit the hand, unfortunately.
All right, well, my butcher knife's still there. Rue's gonna go ahead and swing at it with their magical mace. Oh, that's not gonna do it. That's a 6.
Yep. Would you like to use a inspiration?
Oh yeah, maybe. Nah.
Okay. All right, I have added a little butcher knife right here for you.
Thank you. And I think that's gonna be all for Rue.
All right. That brings us to zombies. So, the 6 zombies surround in robes, kind of surrounding the Nightwalker. The first one stops its like guttural, raspy chanting of lungs no longer filled with air. Fell energies pouring out of its mouth like ichor, and it begins to walk into the shimmering field of magic next to the Nightwalker. As it crosses the threshold, the energy begins to erupt and green flames envelop and incinerate it instantaneously. And on the ground, outside of the ring that is currently holding the Nightwalker, a sigil appears, glowing in midair. Does anyone speak Abyssal?
I do.
All right. So, this is I believe it's a prefix. It is not technically a word or a sentence or a phrase by itself. It would be best used as like the English word would be like by. BY, not BYE. And that is it for their turn. Karis, you are up. Dindrella on deck.
All right, so I'm currently hidden from view.
Yeah, so you're 5 feet back from where you are on the map.
Okay. And do people other than my party on the map know that I am there?
Hard to say. Gagri did allude to knowing that you were all coming down the stairs.
Okay. All right. Un momento. I need to measure. Which space do I have? And then I need to add 5 to all of that. Friggy frack. Come on. Show me how far this stuff is. Okay. Are you? Okay. Because I think I'm going to use one of my fancy new spells. If I know how it works correctly. Can I make a wall that is a circle around something?
Has to be a straight line.
Okay. Fine. All right. Very well. I am going to cast, well, I'm going to step out from behind the door. I believe. What's the range on this? Okay, I've got plenty of range. So I think taking in the battle here, I'm going to make a wall of brilliant light on the side of the river with the Nightwalker. And I want it to be like this for 60 feet and 10 feet wide. Like 10 feet wide, and it's like going this-ish way. On the side closer to the river, to the Nightwalker. But at that angle as well. Yeah. I think if I start here.
You said it's a wall of light?
Wall of light.
Wall
As
of
in
light.
radiance. As in not good for Nightwalkers or zombies. I believe that looks right. Are the blocks 10 or 5? Okay, so yeah, it's 10 feet wide. So it's twice as wide as it's currently. Yes, other than that, correct. So Karis, yeah, so Karis steps up and does her arcane movements and flashes a mirror in front of essentially what's a light cantrip. And when she does so, it casts the wall to where she delineated it, creating this beautiful, brilliant, glittering wall of like white gold light where it is. And when the wall appears, each creature in its area needs to make a Constitution saving throw of 17.
All right. All right, Constitution 17.
Yes, Con 17.
Zombie
Yeah, what's
rolls an
that?
18 on the die, and it is a +3, so a 21 from the zombie.
All right, so zombies takes half damage and is not blinded.
Okay, and what is half damage?
It's going to be 48 radiant.
4d8 or 48?
Yes.
Like 40.
4d8.
Okay. All right, roll
Radiant
me that
damage.
damage.
Yes.
All right, and the Night Walker rolled a 27.
Jesus. Well, it also only takes half damage and is not blinded.
All right.
However, until the spell ends, I can use an action to launch a beam of radiance from my wall and make a ranged spell attack. So I can pew them. And it's anyone within 60 feet of the wall. I can just shoot beams of radiance.
Ooh.
You made a wall of lasers?
Yeah, I did.
Laser
I made a
wall.
wall of lasers. I made a wall of radiant lasers that I can now shoot these things with. But there we go. That happened.
All right. And
Get
what was
rid
the
of that
total
spell.
damage?
Let's see. 4d8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Ah! If I don't lose them all. All right. $20 radiant damage, so 10 for both of them.
Noted. All right. Anything
And then
else?
I guess whatever extra damage they would take if they're, not resistant to radiant damage.
Yeah.
If they are weak to radiant damage, that'd be cool.
that would be cool. Not a lot
Don't
of vulnerabilities in 5th edition in my experience.
Which is so lame. Like, isn't that what undead and creepy fucking shadow nonsense is supposed to be weak to?
I mean, zombies aren't even immune to necrotic damage when you think about it. They're only immune to poison.
Whatever. Some things were wrong about 5th edition.
Cats don't have dark vision.
Exactly.
like-
I'll live with it somehow. Some things were wrong, but I'll live with it.
Oh gosh. All right. Anything else, Karas?
I don't think so. Unless, is this a bonus action? It's always a good thing when I have bonus actions. Action, action, action. Cool. Alright. Yeah, no. I don't have any bonus actions to take, I don't think. Do I still have my broom in hand? Or was that put away?
I think you had it put away when you were going down the stairs, but free action or bonus action if you need to grab it, I think.
Okay, so I will take it out and sit on it for ready to move on my next turn, potentially.
All right, that brings us to Dindrella. Dindrella, for her turn, is going to make her way 30 feet to the northeast, keeping Gagri in her sights. She raises a hand, and the scent of lilacs kind of fill the air for a moment as she begins chanting in Elvish, this quick incantation. And then as she kind of whirls, you see these almost like autumn petals form in the air, then alight into flame as 3 scorching rays strike out one after the other. A nat 20 for the first one. A 11 for the second, which is unfortunately not going to hit. And a 17, which is just barely going to hit. So, let's roll that damage. $14 for the first one, and 14, 20, 25 fire damage. As these 2 rays smote into Gagri's chest. And that is it for her turn. Beldis. The figure in front of you in plate begins to step forward. 1 tumultuous step at a time. Behind them, there's almost a imperceptible, almost at the bare edge of your perception, you see almost looming like a cloak over them, this shadow. Larger than they are, almost like pulling the strings of a marionette as he walks towards you. There's no emotion on his face as he quickly makes his way to you. And with his sword, he's going to make 3 attacks.
Well, now.
The first one I'm going to use a nat 20 on.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al. And the other 2 I'll roll for. A 25 to hit.
Yes.
And a 9 to hit.
Now that'll miss.
All right. So, I'm not going to be cruel and put the smite on the crit.
Thank you.
Because I'm not that type of person. So we're going to roll that damage first. So they streak out and their blade kind of carves through the chainmail as they begin to skillfully draw their blade in like a series of dangerous strikes, each one intended to be a killing blow. You take 12 damage from the first flurry, taking a step back as the fury and onslaught of this individual takes you a bit by surprise, and that is when they step in, almost taking an impossibly long step, at least to your knowledge in that one brief moment, as their blade begins to glow with this, almost like the sunlight that you saw from Rue's spell earlier. But as it goes up the blade, it turns black.
Uh-oh.
And smoke kind of rises from the blade as they hit you with a branding smite.
Ouch.
You take 10 slashing damage. And 9 radiant damage. As this strikes you, that flame and the smoke kind of glows off of you and kind of forms almost like that marionette you saw on them, that kind of shadowy figure, over you. As if something is watching you and keeping track of where you are.
Okay.
And that is it for their turn. Which brings us to the Nightwalker. Can I get a D100 from one of you?
Oh, Graham,
Yes.
we forgot the start of my turn.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
On the start of your turn, what happens?
Wild magic surge of 76.
Oh, yes. So, Beldis, as these strikes hit you, one after the other, your armor feels incredibly tight and close-fitting, almost claustrophobic, as you begin to grow in form. You are now treated
Okay.
as a large creature for the next 2 turns.
I can work with this.
I rolled a 78 if you want. If
78.
y'all want me to roll.
Nope. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so Maggie, you are up on deck, so I'm going to tell you what you see. The Nightwalker has seemed oblivious to your presence since you first came in. It has been contained. But as the battle begins, and after the first individual walked through that fire, its head cants at an unnatural angle and looks over all of you. It looks at the wall. And can creatures see through the wall if they are not blinded?
It does say it blocks line of sight, but it's only 10 feet tall.
And this thing is over 10 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it can see over it.
Yeah.
He's fine.
So, you see this dark, shadowy hand reach into the wall itself and then rise above it to point at Karis. There is not a word said, but Karis, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this a spell? And can I counter spell?
This is not a spell, it is a spell-like ability.
Okay.
Did I make it target Karis by rolling the D100?
Don't worry about
Did
it.
I do that?
Don't worry.
No,
I mean, I rolled a
no.
73. If that made it me,
No.
like...
It was this. I don't want to explain the mechanics, but it was nothing to do with that.
All right,
I had-
wisdom saving throw. Yes. Okay. What DC do I have to beat?
It is a DC 21 wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no. I just barely... I think it's 6 plus 3. I'm 19.
Nice.
Wisdom.
You've got a crit.
You do have a crit.
Wait,
if you
yeah,
would
I
like
do.
to use
I've got
one.
an inspo, actually. Let me just do that. I'm gonna roll a d6. And put that sucker on there. All right. That'll do it. All right, 19 plus 4 is 22,
All right.
right?
Yep.
23.
23. Yeah.
There we go.
All right. All right. So nothing happens as its finger points at you. But you feel... Takaris, what is the... Has there been a moment in Karis' life where she has felt unable to act? Probably many.
Which one? There's
so-
a few. You can pick.
So, okay, so I'll ask you this. This is a moment where you would have been unable to act. Magically compelled. Describe what Karis looks like as she shrugs this moment off of this compelling force.
As it reaches toward her, she seems to flinch, freeze, as if hit by a paralyze, but in that way, like you're stricken with fear or with a memory of something that just holds you for a split second. And with a sort of furrow of her brow, it seems that she like yanks herself out of it, like a dismissive gesture. And her eyes seem to just narrow as like, it's like you and me, Nightwalker. I guess it's on.
All right, for the next 24 hours, you are immune to Finger of Doom. Bringing us to Maggie. Golneth, you are on deck.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna go after the one on Rue. What is the creature on Rue? Could you remind me what it is?
Oh, it is a giant inky hand. But also, I need to roll a dice twice. Sorry, I had to roll concentration checks from the 2 Scorching Rays.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna do Scorching Ray at the icky hand on Rue. add
We
mine.
also just got a squad crit.
Yeah. Who gets the magic surge? And you all got a
Awesome.
crit.
I rolled the dice.
Okay.
Magic Surge goes to Rue.
Okay. Roll me a D100, and then Maggie.
I feel like I just forgot how to play D&D. Like I just had a moment of like I completely cannot remember what I'm adding to anything.
Hey, it's okay. We're all in this together. Math is hard on the best of days.
Math is hard.
That's 70.
A 70. Wow, you guys are all
that
rolling in the
3
70s
in the
tonight.
70s?
Yeah. Wow.
Lucky number 7.
Okay.
How much money I bet it targets?
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
So on Rue's turn, I will address what happens. I think you'll all like it. This one's a good one.
Oops. All right. I actually feel like the icky hand on Rue just looks like an icky hand. It doesn't. And how bad did I see it attack Rue?
I mean, it punched with a lot of force.
Okay.
I would say if you want to give me an Arcana check without, not using your move, just to see if you're kind of familiar with this
With
type of
it?
smell.
Did
Yeah.
Rue get pushed away from the hand? Or
No.
am I still... Damn it.
It was just a strike.
The non-natural 20.
A non-natural 20. So you've heard of Bigby's hand. This seems something akin to that.
Okay. I'm going to shoot my Scorching Rays at the one attacking Belvis instead then.
All right.
Sorry, Rue. I just feel like you're in a little less danger than I don't mean to. Anyway, that's a 17 to hit.
That will miss.
That is a 28 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is also a 28 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. And I get to do an extra as one d8. Okay. I also get to add 1d8, and I think I get to add it to all of them.
Yep, I believe so. With your wildfire spirit.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So like Sparkles gets really ziggy zaggy and excited when I shoot that, and that extra energy gives me some extra oomph to my spell. That is. Oh my god. It's 24? Because
Nice.
I rolled all of my d6s, but one were a 5. And it was a
Nice.
3. So that's 24. And then I am going to send Sparkles a little farther away from me. I'm going to send Sparkles actually over kind of behind Beldis, like right there.
Okay.
And Sparkles is going to do, I'm going to, on my bonus action, order Sparkles to make an attack. So Sparkles splits into a entire swarm of bees and goes stabby stab at him. And I have to find my wild companion stuff that I thought I had. Okay. That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So it's a 7 damage.
7 damage. And what type?
Fire.
Fire.
You can safely assume, unless I say otherwise.
That is fire. Fair.
And that is my turn. I think Maggie, before shooting all of that, was like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this. I'm not scared. Okay. Boom.
All right. I'm going to I put a little, I know it's a hornet, not a bee, but it's got boxing gloves, so that's how you know it's ready to fight. So you will
Sparkles will be unoffended. Sparkles will accept this substitution.
So you will be able to move that on the battlefield at any time from now on. All right, that brings us to Golem.
Additionally, Graham,
Yes.
you got a crit from TTRPG Fox.
Oh, why? Thank you, friend. I need it.
And as far as the Wild Magic Surge, I know we rolled, but you asked the chat, and the chat rolled Wild Magic Surge to Karis.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you like to keep the 70, or would you like to roll a D100? And I might gift a sub just.
I'll go ahead and roll. I don't know what the 70 is, but we might as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is a 3, I think. I got 3 and a double 0.
Yeah, that's a 3.
Okay.
But I just gave a sub to chat, so Rue, we're gonna keep your 70.
Sick.
All right. 7 or 3. Sorry. All right. Noted.
Oh, you got a second crit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, wow, I'm rolling in crits. I've got 3 now. But Golaneth, speaking of crits, it's all you, buddy. I know Rogue's gonna rogue.
Are the Ichor puddles difficult terrain?
Yes. Not the puddles. I would say the river. Sorry, I should clarify. The puddles that you see, like, right here and right here, not enough to get in your way.
All right. I am going to use a piece of my movement to get there. I am going to use my rapier, and I'm going to use a crit to attack.
A crit? All right.
Yeah, no, I'm not fucking around with it.
Fair. Right.
So that's a 1d8. All right, so that's 6 for that. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5d6.
You also have got your bardic inspiration of a D10.
Which
Which
doesn't
happens
go
to
damage,
affect
though.
This one does.
Oh!
It does
Because I'm a
affect
Valor
damage.
Bard.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
I've got 6. We'll do that. All right,
Okay.
that's a 12.
Yep.
Give me a 10. Nope, that's a D100. Nope, that's a D100. You son of a bitch. I'm so nervous right now. My boy Beldis can't go down. Don't anybody tell him that. I actually like his little dwarven ass. All right, so that's 7 there. Then I've got 5d6. Ooh, that's good. That's good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. What did I say? 7?
18, 7, and I think you had a 10 in there.
I added the 10, so that's
Okay.
22 total.
Okay.
And is that
Right.
Oh,
double?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes you critted.
The wait, do I double my sneak attack?
Yep.
Well, then
All of
that's
it.
double for 44.
44. All right, and is that with the extra 1d8 or 1d10?
10.
Yes.
Okay. All right. 44.
Yeah, that's with the bardic.
Do you want to describe how this attack? Like, I wanna know what the sneak attack looks like.
All right. Have you ever seen the movie Troy?
Yeah.
Remember when Brad Pitt, he's up against, I'm gonna call him a Goliath, and he does the little sidestep, comes up, gets him in the neck? Well, I'm going to sidestep past these puddles, just spring forward and jump past Beldis, launching off of his large creature-like shoulder and jab him right in the neck. Then I'm going to push off of his chest, all back, disengage, and then I'm going to move back to here using the rest of my movement, and I'm going to taunt this hand a second time.
All right.
And that's how you rogue everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
You
flawless.
successfully rogued.
successfully Legolas moment rogued. Like,
Rogue's
Full
my
on.
rogue, yo.
All right. So, Gagri has to take the dash action, right? Because they failed
Yep.
the fear, and they make
Dash
the save at the end
action.
of their turn
Does
or beginning.
he get a save? If the creature ends turn. If he ends in a location where he doesn't have line of sight on me, then he can.
Okay.
Yeah. Dash action to get as far away as he can, and if he can't get anywhere safe, he'll just use the dodge action.
All right. So,
Right?
Gagri is going to move 60 feet through the Ichor, which doesn't seem to bother him, putting him super far away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
44 points, and this thing's not dead.
And can they make any actions with bonus actions if they haven't used them? I think the way fear works is they just can't attack the target of their frightened condition. Maybe?
It just says take a dash action, so it takes
Okay.
away their action, but not their bonus action.
Okay. So they turn around for a moment and they punch a fist in the air. And in tandem with their punch, the fist is going to strike at Golanath. All right. Golanath, does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it does.
All right. That's 4d8. So I'm just going to roll that in roll 20 because I'm lazy. And because I had it already prepped. So you take 10 bludgeoning damage as this fist wails back towards you, striking you like in the side as it lines up.
As part of my roll, I will uncanny dodge.
All right, half that damage. And that is it for Gaggery, bringing us to Beldis.
Now I am. Okay. This warrior in front of me. One-handed sword, two hands on the sword.
Currently, one hand
Yep.
and the shield.
One hand in the shield. Okay. Cool. So after getting just a couple slash marks there and cleaved through a little bit. And then as the wild magic takes effect, I just start getting bigger. Great timing on this. Give a sly little smirk. Nice one. And with that, I'm casting Healing Word on myself at 5th level. Which is, there's a couple 4s. 5, 10, that's 13 points I heal back. But let's see if you can do that without your blade. And I'm going to reach for his weapon and I'm going to try to disarm him.
Okay.
In my larger form, which
All right, so roll
I
with
guess
advantage.
I
Exactly,
normally
should
get
give you
advantage, but you know
advantage,
what? I'm
your
not going to
size, bigger
bother
pen.
with that. I'm going to burn a crit.
Oh, funny, because I'm also going to burn a crit.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would.
But we'll roll, or at least what the modifiers are.
I gotta see, does this do anything to my modifier? No, it does
No.
not. So that's a 21.
They have a 24.
That's perfectly fine.
As you kind of go to like grapple this, they have like almost an unnatural amount of strength on their grip on this blade. I will say this, if you would like to turn this into a grapple rather than a disarm, I will allow you to.
No, this is a disarm attempt,
Okay.
which is one of my attack actions. Oh, cool. For my follow-up attack action, now I want to grapple.
Okay. Roll to
And
hit.
I will roll on this one with advantage because I'm big.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 13s.
2 13s.
But that's but then because grapple is athletics, that comes to a 16.
Does not hit their AC.
Grapple checks
Does
oppose
not. Oh, right. They have to roll
Yep.
athletics or a
athletics or acrobatics, whichever's
Acrobatics.
better for them.
Well, they'll choose athletics. That is a 18 plus 7. 25.
Okay. I'm okay so far with this.
So
And-
as you like try to grapple them, they're definitely gonna go, "That was so well done. I'm so very proud at the futility that you all possess."
Dad?
Wow, you have so much character. And you know what? Since I'm kind of big, I'm just going to stay right where I'm currently located until he's no longer in my face.
All right. Well, that brings us to Rue.
All right. I think Rue's going to move first. Which way do we? You said the river is. Well, I guess they wouldn't know that, so it doesn't matter. Hold on, let me look at how far I can move here. Yeah, Rue's gonna basically move right behind Beldis here. And I don't know if they get attacked or not by the hand from
That's
leaving.
what I'm googling right now. Is nope, it does not.
Aha! Huzzah!
It's treated as an object. It does not
My
get an attack
gamble worked
opportunity.
Worked out. All right. Let's do bonus actions first. Bonus action: the giant cleaver is going to fly at this guy, this fellow, and attack.
All right.
So that's a natural 20 plus 8, I think.
Hey! All right. All right.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think it does a ton of damage, but
Every little bit helps.
every little bit. Fuck, where's it at? Spiritual weapon. Okay, it's 1d8 plus 4. That's a d10. Oh, that's an 8 though. And that's a 6. What is that? 14 plus 4, 18.
18. All right.
Force damage. And then Rue is gonna go ahead and cast one of their big spells, Dawn. And oh wait, actually I need to double check if I have the range on that. Yeah, that'll work out. So they're gonna cast Dawn and kind of center it like right here. And so it's basically a 30-foot ring of light coming down from the sky, and it does like 40-10 force damage. They have to make a save.
All right. What is a save? And that's a 30-foot radius.
Yeah, 30-foot radius, and it is a 16 con save. 40-10 radiant damage on failed, half as much on a success.
It was 30-foot radius? Sorry, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
It's a big spell.
That's a big spell.
Okay, I think that's the right size. Centered like this?
No, let's get the, yeah, that works.
I think, yeah, like centered right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're casting some bright ass light.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
don't
light
think
this
any
bad
of you
boy
even
up.
know what's going on in there anymore. It's just
Let
like,
me be clear that when that second light spell appears, Karis is putting on some. It has tapped her glasses, and they have turned into shades. They are just now sunglasses with some fun rainbow reflectiveness to it.
At level 10, Rue's eyes, like the purple from her irises, has just gone to all of her eyes, and her full eyes are now purple.
all right, what is the save they have to make?
Con of 16.
All right,
So-
we'll roll for the Nightwalker first. That is a 20-something. I think it's a +7, I want to say. Yeah. No, it's +13, I lied. That's a 30. To a nat 1 and a 13. Both of them will fail.
All right, I'm gonna roll 40-10 here.
So much damage.
Wasn't this also a crit?
No.
If you can
The
crit with
crit
spell.
was the bonus action spiritual weapon.
Oh, yeah, okay, never mind.
I'm just gonna do it and roll 10 or roll 20.
That's been my experience. When you have to roll a lot of dice, just roll it and roll 20. It's almost immediate.
Well, I had like the percentile dice in there, and I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. So that's 21 radiant damage, or half. So was that 12 or 11?
I would do 10.
10. No.
And then, all right. right, I have to roll a dice for this one. So you see one of the tattered robed figures, the one that is standing in the wall, as you kind of drop this spell on them. They like fall down to their knees, like praying almost for a moment, and then crumple as the oppressive light begins to just incinerate them, as you see like flecks of just them just incinerate. And we will mark our first casualty of combat.
We'll just say flambe and end the turn.
Flambe and end your turn. I love it. All right. The next zombie on their turn is going to march into the sphere. This one walks in, and just like its brethren, is incinerated. And another green rune lights up, floating in the air like eldritch fire. Blood. An abyssal. So you have by blood. And that is it for them. Karis, you are up. Do you need any Constitution saving throws from anything that on your turn that's in the wall, or is it on their turn?
Yeah, let me make sure.
Sorry, to retroactively.
A
Rue,
creature that ends its turn in the walls area takes 48 radiant damage.
it has not yet exited, but it's not its turn. Rue, at the end of your turn, though, as this sunbeam begins to fall, you hear in the distance as a unicorn comes galloping behind all of you down the stairs from almost nothing, emerging onto the battlefield. It's glinting golden mane behind it, shimmering in the radiant splendor of the various spells. Its horn, this alabaster spiraled white, and it stomps its feet. Now I've got to add a unicorn to the fight. Didn't see this coming.
Tony?
Hopefully this puts it. There you go.
Who had summoned unicorn on their big fight bingo card? Because I did not have it.
I actually was hoping when I heard Wild Magic Surge, I was like, unicorn, make it unicorn.
Go.
All right, now let's roll some initiative for this.
The power of friendship has manifested itself.
Yeah, it was all the She-Ra references. It just makes
Uh-huh.
sense, honestly. There was no other way this fight was gonna go down. All right, we have added the unicorn into initiative. Its turn was it just showed up. All right, back to the fight. Karis.
Karis is going to fly to this location on her little broom. And if I can move my little person, she's going to fly here. And then she's going to take aim like this with her hands and sight down them like it is actually a gun and cast lightning bolt towards those two zombies. Actually, I think she can position it such that it goes between the zombies and the Nightwalker and hits both. But let me check. I think if I shoot it this way-ish, it hits. I think. Uh-oh. Hold on. I want to check. And I'm gonna cast that at 4th level, so it's 96. Yeah. So 5 feet wide. 100 feet long and 5 feet wide, and every creature in the line has to make a dex saving throw for half damage.
So 5 feet wide, I think will barely miss the Nightwalker along that trajectory.
Okay, that's fine.
Like they are 10. But you can strike both zombies.
Cool, that's fine. We'll do that. So we're gonna do 96 as I.
Man, these poor zombies.
Do I have to roll the hit? I don't think
Hey,
so.
I think they have to roll.
They're
a dex
doing
save,
some
that's
kind
it.
of weird
Yeah, they just roll a
glitch.
dex save.
They're
What?
doing some kind of weird glyph shit. Okay. they
Exactly.
have it
Like she's
coming.
like, I need to eliminate
Like,
all these
yeah.
zombies. I don't know what's going on there, but that ain't
Yeah.
good.
Yep. 15 for the save for on the first one, and then a 4 for the
both
second
fail.
one. Yeah.
They both fail. They will take full 96 damage.
All right, roll that lightning damage.
Alrighty. How many d6s do I have? I've got 3. I've got 6. All right, that's fine. $18, 28.
Oh, we have a new follower as well.
All
Dark
right,
Dungeons and
that is
Dances.
39.
Describe how you. I don't think I can
I
roll
know.
high enough to save either of them. So describe your lightning bolt for me.
So as she takes aim, she says the arcane words to ignite this lightning bolt. And it's a set of 3 words. You can imagine what they are, but she says them as basically it's like ready, aim, fire. And when she fires it out, it's this crackling beam of plasma energy, bright blue-white, as it sizzles across that space and just goes pew! And incinerates them as it goes through.
Leaving one more zombie holding the spell to contain the Nightwalker. Alright, anything else?
I think I moved 45 feet, and I think I have 60 feet of movement on my broom, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I've got 15 feet. Don't want to wiggle. Do I want to wiggle? Yeah, I'll wiggle this way. Use that little bit of movement to be here. And I'm good.
Alright. Bring us to Dindrella. Dindrella is going to move to the edge of the lake. And she is going to kind of... She can't see the night... Well, she can see, like, the Nightwalker, but she cannot see the zombie on the other side. And she's going to begin casting a spell. And... Let me just pull up her spell list. I think she has just the one. I want to make sure it's not line of sight. Okay. That is... Center on a point with range. Okay. So she kind of begins casting again. Again, that lilac spell. Also, actually, retroactively, sorry. I'm so bad with these right now. Karis, you rolled a magic surge. I'm so sorry for not doing that. Just barely. you feel something different, something in your throat, like a mix of like having to cough or having to be sick. Let me know the next time Karis speaks. Also, you all have a 1d4 on your next roll, courtesy of our latest follower. All right. So, Dendrella, that lilac scent fills the air again, and above the Nightwalker and the wall, shards of ice begin pelting down as she casts the spell, what is it? Ice Storm. As this, like, 40-foot high cylinder begins to pummel. Let's see. They need to make a save. But what is the save? Dex. Okay. Well, a 2, I don't think will save them. Yeah, no. So they're going to take the full damage. Well, they would if they weren't resistant to it. But they are going to take a amount of damage. So. D8. As this ice begins to like pummel down onto the creature, they take 6 cold damage. And Dendrella kind of utters a curse in Sylvan, seeing that the shards of ice sticking out of this creature don't seem to be having the effect that she desired. And with that, she moves an additional 15 feet. And with her bonus action, she is going to use Phase Step to move 30 feet as she bursts into petals and teleports 30 feet closer to Gagri. And you just hear, just barely, I would say, Beldis and Karis and maybe Rue. You hear, "Gagri, you little shit, I'm going to fucking kill you."
I love it. I support women's realms.
Bring us to the Blackguard, the individual in front of Beldis. I'm going to burn my last 2 crits. Because I said I wasn't going to take it easy on you guys tonight.
Thanks, Damos. Thanks, L.
Yes, thank them. Next Tuesday, thank them even harder with maybe some crits to me.
Hey,
Yeah, they're fucked next Tuesday.
So, the individual looks at you, Beldis. How would you like to die?
Old.
A pity then. Beldis, you are going to take... I know a 25 is going to hit you.
Yeah.
18 plus 19 is 35?
Okay.
35 slashing damage.
Fear is no longer concentrated on.
Alright. And the last attack, they're going to throw Smite on.
Well, good. I'm glad they're not taking it easy.
Does a 22 hit.
22 does hit.
Noted. And they are going to... Yeah, okay. So, first things first, slashing damage. That is 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
Followed by a number that I will roll subsequently. 7, 8, 6, that's 13, 22 radiant damage.
22 additional damage?
Additional damage as
Okay.
their blade begins to glow again with that bright light that is extinguished by almost this dark wisp of magic. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right.
Use a crit or an inspiration if you need to.
I'm gonna burn a crit.
All right. You are not
So that's
blinded.
24.
Yes, you are not blinded.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
good.
As they pull their blade back, that blackened blade dripping with your own blood. Oh, I thought that would have worked. A pity.
Yep. So did I.
No matter. I will try to make this as painless as I can.
You already failed. This hurts.
Then stop
God.
squirming.
I can't help it.
And that is it for their... actually, they're going to move. They are going to move around you. And they're going to head towards Karis. Karis, how high up are you?
Definitely out of melee range.
Attack of
Like-
opportunity?
Solidly
Yep.
like 20 feet in the air,
Okay.
at least. At least.
All right, so...
Good call, Adam. Attack of opportunity?
Yep.
Yeah,
Beldis will
exactly.
get the
Attack of
attack
opportunity moving away from Beldis.
Yep, Beldis can take an attack
With
of
my
opportunity.
flute?
Improvised weapon? I don't know.
You know what? We'll go with it.
Hey,
This
every
one
little
time
bit.
at band camp,
This one time at band camp, Beldis broke his flute hitting someone.
Honestly, just stick the flute in that wound that what's his face left in the neck.
That'd be a very weird squirting noise. I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
So that's an AC 23.
That will hit.
Okay, and because I'm large, I still get to add my D4
Yep.
being big on this. Okay, so that's going to be yep, 2 points plus 4, so 6 points of
Flute
I
damage.
throw my exposed liver at him. I don't know.
Yeah. And they are going to move towards the Nightwalker, and like as you kind of slam the flute, they like you hear their shoulder break, like the collarbone just snap underneath the plate armor. And they just begin walking, and the ritual is almost complete. It's going to be loose soon. And then he starts walking towards the Nightwalker and that radiant wall.
Oh.
Roll. Let's give one of you an insight. We're gonna just say, Golnath, roll me an insight check.
I don't want to look. But I want to look.
I mean, do you want to use a crit?
Nah, it's fine. Insight 13, 12 on the die plus 1.
Okay. This individual's focus is no longer on all of you. For whatever reason. Is what I'll give you. And just like that, the Nightwalker... Alright. The Nightwalker looming over this wall of radiance seems almost unbothered. And once again, that hand raises to point. Let me just measure this out.
Oh, that's not good. No, that's not good.
You got high wisdom.
I do have
You'll
high
be fine.
wisdom. And I still have that D4 to add.
Exactly. I think if it's a
And
wisdom
then
saving
inspiration
kind of
training.
age, you might be fine.
I have 2 inspiration. I have to just keep stepping it up.
Yeah. Golnath.
Oh,
It points at you.
Although Karis does call to Maggie, get that zombie. And we'll like point to the far one, like, take that out.
let's see it.
Golnath, I need you to make me a DC 21 wisdom saving throw.
No.
No. Okay. Did you add your 1d4 to it?
It's not going to matter.
Oh, okay. All right. So, As it points to you, Golnath, what is a moment in Golnath's life that they were unable to act and froze up?
When I first confronted the cloud.
All right. So, your mind begins to fill with memories of this moment. And the rest of you, you see shadowy chains begin to form and pull from the ground, wrapping around Golnath, pulling them down. Golnath, you are paralyzed. And you are going to take... Just roll this, if it wants to roll. 34 necrotic damage. Which you are within 30 feet of Maggie, I believe.
Yes, so it's halved. You are resistant to necrotic damage.
So, 17 necrotic damage.
I don't think Uncanny Dodge works on that.
It does not, unfortunately. Alright, so... Paralyzed. I'm just trying to see. Target becomes... So, mechanically you are frightened, but while frightened, you are paralyzed. Is how they word this. That's a
what?
wonky... It says... the target must succeed on a DC 21 Wisdom saving throw or take blank 40-12 necrotic damage, and become frightened until the end of the Nightwalker's next turn. While frightened in this way, the creature is also paralyzed. So, that is how they word it. So
That would affect saving throws, is what that would really affect. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that sucks.
And that is all it does for its turn. Maggie, you are up. And I think at the end of Golnath's turn, we'll go to break.
Okay, I have two questions.
Yes.
Oh.
One, Karis made a point that there's a zombie on the other side of the wall that I should get, but I can't see over the wall. You're
You
muted.
actually have line of sight to him.
Do I?
around the wall.
I can't like get the thing positioned in the right way so that I can tell. Do I have line of sight to him?
I would say, well, through this line of sight, you go through the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
In a direct
Like if you move slightly
yeah,
left,
you
you'll be
could,
able to see it.
within your movement, you have 30 feet of movement, you could be able to peer beyond the wall, so if you move to the left,
which
you
If I wanted to move in that
Yeah.
direction. Okay.
Yeah.
And Golnath looks like unable to act, or like
I would say you just see these chains of smoke and shadow, just like almost like in the old Muppet Christmas Carol when like the chains show up. It's definitely
Yeah.
like that. Like just they're coming out of the ether and just like wrapping around them.
Okay, so here's a gamble on Maggie's part. Maggie is going to make the gamble that going offensive instead of defensive is the way to be right now. And despite having just seen Aura of Life do good things, is going to drop Aura of Life. And I'm going to move, because I don't think I need line of sight for this, so you let me know, but I'm going to move here. And I'm going to open that little jar that I've been carrying on my hip and slowly putting flowers in this whole time.
Mhm.
And I'm going to like kind of whisper at the jar. And out of it is going to fly the author, Arthur, Beatrice, Phoebe, Little Bean, and PBJ. And they're going to grow giant. And I'm going to send 3 of them after Paladin Dude, and then 2 of them over the wall after Zombie. They have 50 feet of movement, so they should be able to get there.
All right, and this is giant insect.
Giant insect. I'm using the giant wasp stats. It says that you resolve their actions. Do you want me to do the rolls and resolve the actions for them? They follow my verbal commands.
Yeah, I mean I'm fine with that. 50
Yeah,
feet.
like-
Let's see if they're so you're sending 3 after Paladin Dude.
Yes, and
and then the
2
other-
after zombie dude.
All right, and then
Yeah.
50 feet of movement.
Yeah. I'm
So I
you see
will
where I'm
say
at?
the 3
Yeah.
going after the zombie probably won't be able to make attacks this turn because they have to avoid going through the wall, which
Oh,
is 10 feet high.
Then I'll send them all. Then I'm going to send them all after the paladin.
Okay.
I'm sending them all after the paladin.
All right.
So we are doing all of those attacks. Plus Sparkles is also going after the paladin. Sorry, I couldn't. And she'll like turn to Karis and be like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't get there. I couldn't see, and it was like kind of a choice between one or the other, and this one is like right here." And they're gonna all attack this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 19,
That'll hit.
a non-natural 20,
That'll hit.
a 16.
That will miss.
Okay, then I'm gonna use yeah, I'm actually gonna use inspiration, 2 of my inspirations on the 2 16s that I have. So one of them becomes a non-natural 20.
That'll hit.
And then if I add my D4, one becomes an 18.
That will just barely hit.
Okay, so 4 hits from the giant wasps. 1, 2, 3, 4. A hit is a 1d6 plus 2. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. 19, 20, 21 to 2. Like, wait. Is it?
I was about to say the best way to do it would be I would roll the 5. It's 2d6 for each.
It's 1d6 plus 2 for each. So
Okay.
I rolled 2 6s, a 5 and a 1.
6, 5, and 1. Okay. 12,
18
17,
plus 8 because it's plus
8,
2 for each. So
26.
it's 26. That's the damage from the giant wasps.
Okay.
And then little Sparkles gonna do his little thing. And that is gonna miss.
Oh.
Well, actually, no, that's a 21. Never
Okay.
mind. He's using my thing. Yeah. And that's just 5.
All right.
He's feeling a little inadequate.
31.
Yeah. B. Arthur's just carrying the team right now.
Roll
Okay.
anaphylactic shock.
I forgot that the Night Walker needs to make a con save for the what you call it, Dawn.
The Dawn, yes. Do.
Oh, there's another thing if they do their melee weapon attack.
Oh.
Sorry. It needs to make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
All right. It's a 22 on the save.
Oh, and I forgot the poison damage also.
All right. Roll the poison damage, and then I'll do the saves.
It's 3d6 poison damage for each hit.
Okay.
This is a 4th level spell.
Yeah. Roll that damage.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 41 more. And then it needs to make 4 Constitution saving throws.
Okay. So I'll make the first one is a 17, second one is a 22, third one is an 8, and the fourth one is a 15.
Okay, so have the poison damage.
All right, and that was 40 something?
44. So
44,
have
so
it
22. Okay.
Yeah.
This individual looks on literal death's door. Their back is to you. And you you see them slump as they are punctured like by literal almost spears.
surrounded horrifically by giant bees.
Yeah.
Karis is cackling.
And they go down on one knee and just say, "It's going to get loose. Don't let it out of the city. Don't let it get out."
Oh, come on.
Golneth, you're up.
It's the Nightworker takes 11 radiant damage.
11 radiant damage. All right. It's looking pretty okay. So Golneth, you are paralyzed. Which is unfortunate. I am so sorry. That brings us to the top of the round. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then we're going to get right back into it. Does anyone have any words for our viewers before we hop to break?
Hydrate, stretch, get a snack. If you're walking on ice, make sure you're careful. And if you're allergic to bees, carry an EpiPen because apparently they can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, 44 damage? That's crazy.
If it had failed any of its con saving throws.
Oh, that was such a good spell. All right, so we'll be back in, let's say, 10 minutes. So, stay tuned. Things might get worse.
Might get spicy.
Hello, everybody. We're gonna change our music, but we are back in the middle of combat in the depths of the Crystal Caverns. Let's see. I want something threatening. Yeah, I want something real threatening. No, that's sad. I thought that was my sad, scary one, but it wasn't. Okay. This is some good music. I can roll with this. All right. Top of the round. Gagry stops running. Beldis, coughing up blood from numerous wounds. Gagry turns to face all of you from the long distance they have made over the past 18 seconds or so. With one fist, they close their grip, and the hand near Golaneth attempts to grapple Golaneth. It is a automatic success because you are paralyzed. You are going to take 12 bludgeoning damage as this hand begins to squeeze and crush, holding Golaneth. In the same move, now, we could have talked about this, It's such a pity you're all gonna die. And from him, he casts a spell towards Karis. Yeah, I think it's 55 feet, yeah. Low or high?
Wow.
So, he points a finger towards Karis as swirling green energy kind of begins to envelop and shoots out, but at the last second, he spins and points at Dendrella, catching her a little unaware. I'm going to use my inspiration for this roll, so mark that down. As this green ray shoots out towards her, Dendrella whips out a wand, and this wall of force just interrupts it and intercedes and just dispels it.
Good job. Question.
Yes.
That hand spell that he's using, as a wizard, do I know what level that spell is generally at? Like, usually?
Do you know the spell personally? Like, do you have it on your spell list?
I don't know what it's called anymore, so
okay.
I'm not sure.
It's called Bigby's Hand.
Okay.
If it's on your spell list, I would say yes. If it is not, roll me an Arcana check will say, I'm gonna call it a DC 10, and I'm gonna add a +3 for each level this spell is.
Okay.
No, for each level past 3rd level, so.
Okay,
so at best
it's
like a DC 16.
Yeah, I've got 17 on the dice.
Okay. Yeah, it's around level 4, 5, 6. Somewhere in that zone.
Okay, so somewhere in that realm. All right. Thank you for letting me know.
No problem. You never want to waste a counterspell or a dispel magic. I get it.
It's like, if I'm going to upcast this, I should probably upcast it enough to make sure it might work.
Oh, yeah. But that is it for Gagry. Beldis, you are up. Rue on deck.
Okay, oh lord, lots of stuff. You know what? First good question. Great. I'm gonna turn towards currently covered in bees. Because,
He's covered in bees!
He's covered in bees!
Further question. Sorry to interrupt. Is the paralyze on Khan ruled as a magical effect? Even though it was a spell-like ability.
I would say no. I would say because it is a fear. It is a natural fear of something scary.
Okay, then never
That
mind.
paralyzes you. That I would say no.
Okay,
Deepest apologies.
sure. You know what? For that fighter, roll a wisdom save.
All right, a wisdom save on the fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to say a little something here, and 2 spells are going to come from it.
All right, that is a 17.
Can I use an inspiration to make you get a D4 disadvantage?
No, that's not how this works.
Oh, bugger. He
You
made
can't
the
hurt my
save against
babies
vicious
like
mockery.
this. I crafted
Okay.
well thought out backstories for all of these.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
can't hurt my
No
babies.
vicious mockery damage then. And then I'm just going to say, the one advantage I have is that when I die, at least somebody's probably going to bury me. And I'm also going to do healing word on myself at the same time. And since there's no vicious mockery, I guess they don't crumble. I'm doing this at whatever 44 level is, which I'll figure out in a second. Hey, there's more 4s. 17 hit points up. That's big right now. 4, 8, 9, 12. Oh, wait, because my modifier plus 4, it's a 16.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
And as I can feel myself starting to shrink down, I'm going to take and move myself over next to Golineth here.
All right. So I will shrink you back down.
Yep.
Boop. Do you want to be right there, or do you want to be where you are? You can put yourself in. Whichever.
Right there, right where I'm at.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You all have inspiration. Thank you, Steve, for not giving it to me. I guess.
Love you, Steve.
Rue, you are up. Unicorn on deck. Chat, name the unicorn before its turn so I can change it.
Benedict. If you've got better ideas, go for it.
I saw somebody earlier I think they called it Unicorn
Frank or Fred?
Unicorn Fred.
But then I have the urge of doing that, like, hey,
Cornwall.
I'm Brad.
Cornwall.
Ooh. We've got Niblet, Cornwall, Benedict.
Niblet's pretty good.
All right. Rue, you are up.
Cobby. All right. Rue is going to do. Well, first they're going to yell at. What's his name? Hey, Gregory. Fuck you. If I hadn't killed you earlier today, I'd be killing you right now. And then they're going to do Steps of the Night and fly. Well, I guess move straight up to 15. Well, let's say 20 feet into the air. So they can get line of sight on this last zombie, because they also heard old boy say that this thing is about to be free. I'm gonna go ahead and blasty the zombie with a. Ugh, that's so tough. A level 2 guiding bolt, but we're gonna use a crit.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay.
And we got a wild magic surge.
Oh!
Ooh, that's 10, 15, that's 17. Plus 33 radiant damage.
33 radiant damage.
No Zombro.
All right.
And that is action, bonus action, and movement for Rue there.
All right, so this final zombie. Describe how you do this.
So it's like the steps of the night, like a shadow kind of envelops her, and she swirls up, and then I think there's gonna be like a little spinning, but then they just stop on a dime and I think point their rolling pin at the zombie, and from the pin launches what's something fun? Like a spectral fish flies out. A swordfish, spectral swordfish flies out and just pierces this thing right through the heart.
All
Love
right.
it.
All right.
Incredible. Fantastic.
Yeah, this zombie just crumples. And as it does, Rue, I need you to roll me a D100 per chat. And the sphere of energy that was kind of surrounding the Nightwalker begins to fade. And the Nightwalker flexes its hands and then takes a step. Not enough to be counted as movement, but it is capable of moving now.
Does a lunge stretch,
It's a
wild.
And a 31. Okay. Rue, as your spell leaves your hands and strikes the zombie, what's Rue's immediate thought? Is like, does she have like an internal monologue like heck yeah, or?
I think seeing the swordfish, because I think each time it manifests as something different, they're like, fuck, I could really go for sushi right now. Like, that sounds amazing.
Suddenly you are not where you used to be. You stand in a sea of stars with an endless void of darkness beneath you, floating weightlessly in the astral sea until your next turn.
That's cool. Fine. Yeah, that's gets you out of danger.
Hello?
So, hey, sushi.
You know
Are
what?
there astral sharks?
They're starfish, though.
Gosh, I mean, really anything can be in the astral sea when you think about it. There could be ships, there could be ghosts. I think...
Ghost ships?
Yeah, I think, because I think it's silly, and I think, maybe we'll have a dose of interesting roleplay maybe down the line. You see a sleek brass ship with sails made of metal in the distance.
What?
It is sailing on the solar winds, and on it are creatures you have never seen before. Some of them look like hippos. Some, like yourself. Some green with kind of concave noses. And behind them is this creature. It's almost like a monster you would find from a sea, or like an eel you would cook in a kitchen, but it is white and feathery, and lightning is kind of shooting out of its mouth as this ship just veers. It's too far for you to reach as it veers off to the side and kind of skirts away from it.
Hail and well met.
You holler out into the void, your voice echoing. And from the top of the highest mast, in like the crow's nest, you see another halfling. They have like a scar over one of their eyes, and like a grizzled, not a grizzled beard, but like a scraggly, like dark brown beard.
Rue is immediately attracted to them.
And they like look at you, and there's a moment of like, from the crow's nest, and then that is where we are gonna end your turn. Bring us to the unicorn. The unicorn itself because I thought I was gonna play a unicorn today, I guess. We're gonna call it. What about Bertrand? Bertrand the Unicorn. Bertrand the Unicorn the Third, we'll say.
Bertrand the
name.
Unicorn the Third.
It's a family name and a title.
Not Bertrand the Third, the Unicorn.
Bertrand the Unicorn the Third. The unicorn runs up to Golnath, and as it does, it kind of nuzzle. You know that horse kind of nuzzle, like affectionate nuzzle? It kind of brushes up against you, Golnath, and as it does, you feel this warmth as you hear the chains, those shadowy chains break with like a snap, and the audible sound of like clanks as they filter into the nether, vanishing. And you are going to regain 11 HP. All poisons and diseases that are afflicting you are ended as well. Not that there were any, but if there were. So. And after it kind of brushes up against you, it kind of bends down a little bit as if offering for you to climb up. Karis, you are up.
And yeah, so Golnath is making friends with Bertrand the Unicorn.
Yep. Bertrand the
And
Unicorn
have been-
Third. Don't disparage his family name. Use the full thing
Incredible.
about it all.
All respect to Bertrand the Third. Is the hand still in play?
Yes.
Cool. I want to cast a 5th level Dispel Magic at that hand.
Wonderful.
I'm just gonna yeet that shit out of here.
The hand that was literally grasping Golnath
Yeah.
erupts, and the tar just splatters the ground.
Good. And that was, again, just it does have a somatic component. So she opened her mouth to say the command word.
Which way are you facing? Are you facing towards it? When you dispel it? Like, I assume you probably have to look at it, right?
Like, she did to check, but she's also, like, checking around. And so she aimed, fired, but her mouth is forward
Okay.
at the moment.
In a 20-foot line, you spit fire
Cool.
No.
as you cast the spell. Unfortunately, it just kind of hits the wall
Yeah,
and then vaporizes. But that's it.
done. We love that. We love to see it.
Anything else?
I have the worst action economy known to man, because apparently that's what wizards get. I have phenomenal cosmic power, but none of it is on a bonus action.
That is true.
So I think that's going to be all besides movement. So I'm gonna probably move. Let's say I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back a bit. Make it harder.
Okay.
I'm gonna just
And how
back
high
it
are
up.
you up? You're 20 feet, right?
20 feet currently, and yeah, she'll stay at about 20 feet ish. You know, here, I think. Yeah, she's got movement for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Dindrella just slowly walks towards Gagri, and as she does, where once there were lilacs, there is just this cold, wintry pressure. And her hands, one hand is holding her wand and the other one is kind of at her side, and she pulls them up, and her fingers are covered in rime and frost. And she looks at Gagri, and, I would say Karis and Maggie, I think you all can hear this. She just goes, Working with you has been the absolute worst, and I'll see you in hell. And she kind of lets her hands kind of go at a fan, and this sheet of frost just erupts out of her 60 feet long in a cone.
Cat, this is how you put in your 2 weeks notice.
And he needs to make a dex save.
See you in hell, cast Cone of Cold.
Exactly. That is a 7, which I don't think is going to save. 8d8 damage. For a total of 44 cold damage. You see what was previously known as the form that was Gagry. Frozen solid. With a cocky grin. And you almost see like the moment of panic as they were frozen, like, oh shit! And they do not move.
There's more cackling from Karis. You've noticed that as she cackles, her hair's gotten kinky and wavy again. Getting curlier by the minute as her mood improves over the course of the battle.
All right. Bring us to the individual that's currently kneeling, injured, surrounded by bees. They put a hand on their chest, and you see some of the wounds begin to close as they use their entire pool of lay on hands. They stand up, look at the wall for a second, then look at the 6 hornets.
Bees.
Bees. The 6 bees. And he just shrugs. Like, in a non-committal, like, what's the point?
You know what? I'm glad I'm trying to kill him. I'm glad. I'm glad. Fuck this guy.
And that is his turn.
Fuck this guy.
He just looks at it and goes, I guess I'm not doing anything, that's fine.
Hey, lay on hands is an action. I don't know what you want from me.
Good point. I thought it was about okay.
Nope,
That makes
it is
sense.
a full action use, which sucks. All right, but now the fun starts. We're gonna change the music.
Now the fun starts.
Mm-hmm.
Ominous music, please.
The Nightwalker, still casting shadow over the wall. Do I have to make a save on its turn?
Yeah, at the end of its turn, if it's still in the wall.
It won't be.
Okay.
But for Dawn, Rue,
Yeah, end of the turn if it's in the circle.
end of their turn. Okay. It begins to walk through the wall. Long, impossible strides carrying it to the rest of you. It walks to here, right in front of Maggie, looming over you, next to the hornets.
Is the wall half movement by chance?
Kari?
Checking. No, creatures and objects can pass through it normally.
All
It
right.
emits bright light and blocks line of sight.
And as it does, walking past 2 of the bees, it is going to make 2 attacks on them.
On which bees?
The 2 closest, you can choose which 2.
The two closest.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The first one is a 15 to hit, and the second one is a 16 to hit.
They both hit.
All right. I need a
Is
Constitution
it
save.
one attack each, though, right?
Yes, 1 attack each.
Constitution saving throw. I have a 10 and a 13.
They both fail. The first one is going to take 25 necrotic damage. And the second one is going to take 34.
So
For narrative, so it swats these things. I am going to say, because I'm going to count these as pets, because I named them, I feel attached. They are unconscious. They have just been swatted back to their tiny forms.
Yes. Can I add to that narrative
Yes.
just a little flavor? So they like shrink back down into the bees that they were before, and I'm gonna say this is Beatrice and Phoebe, who are like really good friends. And so they just sort of like, you know, those like lazy summer bee things, and they're just heading back to the jar. And if you could understand bee speak, they'd be saying something along the lines of, well, that was really fun. Yeah, I haven't been on anything like that. So I haven't been out of this jar for a while. That was very interesting. And then they go back in the jar.
I love it. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. Is they just kind of, the magic gave out. It was like, oh!
It smacked the magic out of them. They were like, damn, that was wild.
Yeah, they were like, man.
I'm just excited that 2 of his attacks ended up on these wimpy ass little tiny fucking inconsequential ass bees.
Hey,
Okay.
you know, that's part of summoning. It eats attacks. And that is its turn. I do have to make a die roll.
You have to make a live roll.
Yes. And that is its turn as it stands there. Maggie, you are up. I need you to make a save. It is a Constitution saving throw. DC 21.
Sorry, I have too many creatures character sheets that I'm looking at.
No worries.
Like I couldn't even find my own.
It's okay.
I'm gonna crit.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of my crits on this
Alright.
one. I'm just gonna go with that.
That's a smart ability. Smart.
So, if the Nightwalker's token is still in the ring, does that count, or is it just like tall?
I'm gonna count that it is still in the Dawn spell. So I think it actually needs to make a save, right? And take the damage.
Yes, 16 con, which I'm sure it'll.
Yep. That's a 20 save.
But it'll be half of 40 10.
And every little bit helps.
Can I-
That's 14 radiant.
All right.
So can I describe? Tell me what this whatever it is it's trying to do to me looks or feels
Okay.
like.
All right. No, I appreciate that. So, as this creature looms towards you, this is a entity of the Shadowfell, a place of every negative, every horrible feeling that surrounds humanity, whether it is sorrow, intense, or fear, or just the slow wasting away of creatures. It seems to hang on this creature like a pall, and as it steps towards you, that pall affects things on the material plane even, and you feel it tugging at your life force, as if like a void or a black hole trying to pull everything in.
So can I describe what my crit looks like?
Yes.
The flames from Sparkles, who's actually pretty close right now, glints a little bit off of the locket around Maggie's neck. And instead of cowering, Maggie just looks right up and stares into the eyes of this creature.
I love it. I will need all Sparkles and the 4 other wonderful, sweet things to also make a save. As
3 other.
Yeah.
So many character sheets for different things. It's really hard to keep track of them. Can I use my inspiration on Sparkles?
Sure.
Okay. Because one of them fails. The other. Okay. One of them just super fails. One of them got a 14, and then Sparkles got a 17.
All right. So nothing above a 21?
Nope.
Okay. So all fail. They are all going to take 15 necrotic damage.
Okay. And then they're all gone, I think. Let me see if Sparkles.
I think Sparkles might still be up.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, yes, it's Sparkles is still up. I'm just doing some math now. How much damage?
15. Yeah, Sparkles has like 55, so he should be around 40 HP-ish. I think.
Yes. Oh, I just did all the math to figure out because Sparkles like over again. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Golaneth, you are up. Gregory is dead, so I'm gonna remove him from the list.
Did Bertrand T. Unicorn the Third want me to? I don't want to say it. Get on it.
They offered, and I'll be nice. If you want to use the unicorn's movement or what remains of its movement from its turn, while you are on it, I will let you use that 50 feet of movement.
Is it going to use my action to mount it?
No, I would say that's a free action.
All right. I'm gonna need you to DM me through this.
Okay.
I would like to. I'll tell you what I want to do, and then you tell me what I can and can't do. Okay. I want to get on Bertrand, and then I want to reach inside of my cloak. I want to pull out the enchanted dagger that I stole from the Leonins. I want to.
One?
Yep. And I want to take the dagger of venom. I would like to charge this son of a bitch on Bertrand's back. I would like to start the attack with my dagger of venom. Nope, with the corrupted dagger. And then I want to follow up with the dagger of venom using multi-weapon fighting. And I'm going to use a crit.
Okay. So first, I would
or
like
both, if possible.
Okay. So first, I need you to make a DC 21 Constitution saving throw, as you are within 30 feet of this creature.
Okay. So I'm going to use a crit.
All right. So
to pass that.
You take no damage as you shrug it off. Using, this music doesn't suit a heroic moment, which we haven't had in a while, because that's what this sounds like.
And I mean, depending on what you let me do, I want to narrate through this. I'm basically going to go in screaming on the back of Bertrand T. Unicorn the Third. I will not feel this pain. I will not feel this loneliness. I will not feel this sorrow, and you will not harm my friends.
All right. So, your first attack is going to be a heroic moment. This is a weapon you have never used before. This is something corrupted and foreign and unknown. So I'm going to have you roll a D100 for me.
Oh, sweet mother of all things.
As with audience, if this is your first heroic moments are a chance to do something that the rules might not, support entirely, but we feel, big consequences, big rewards. So, Golaneth, there is a chance that something terrible may happen to you.
Let's go with it.
All right.
It's if Golaneth dies right now, I'm all right with that.
Don't say that. Also, I have Revivify.
Fair.
That's going to be a 940. I'm sorry, a 49.
49. All right.
I had to break the tension. I'm sorry.
All right. Golaneth, next, I'd like you to roll me your attack roll with the first attack.
Okay. I said that was the corrupted, right?
Yes.
Do I get a bonus on that?
Yeah, it is a +3.
Okay. 11 on the die, +3 for 14.
All right. You do still have a new follower 1d4.
Okay. Can I use a D8 for that? I'm just kidding.
And somebody just gave Golaneth inspiration.
And I got a
heck.
4.
Thank you, Steve.
All right. So, a total of, I believe, 17? I think that would be.
I think it's... I don't remember my first roll, but I think it was 15. But
15. All right.
if I'm wrong, somebody correct me.
No, I like this. You hit. Golanath, as you ride forth on this unicorn, dagger in hand, the crimson mist that infused this dagger in the homes of the Leonin, from tip of the blade down through the blood groove into the handle, infusing this once holy weapon. You ride forth, dagger leading the way. As you do, your dagger plunging into this creature of death, destruction, of pure malice. Red, almost sand-like mist begins to roll down the blade into you. Like fire in your veins, it begins to burn. A heat, unpleasant, unnatural. You feel your very skin burning as your dagger digs deeper and deeper, tearing into this creature. What is the last thought Golanath has in this moment as you begin to be pulled, your spirit from your body? You are not dead, but something is tugging and trying to consume the essence of you, and you feel the pressure, the instinctual desire to hold fast and struggle, but you are going to need moments to think about. What is the first moment that you are thinking about to hold your ground as the world attempts to eat you?
When we were at the inn and River and her little construct came down the stairs, and the waiter was there and asked me if they could interest me in a salad, and I just looked over and saw River and the feeling of belonging, and then kind of poking fun at Beldis, and then meeting up with everyone else at the caravan, and that sense of belonging and feeling welcomed and needed.
All right, I'd like you to roll damage and add an additional 4d10 to your damage.
All right. I'm going to have to get more dice. I'm glad I brought the second tray. 4d10. All right, so what's the damage on the Dagger of Venom's a 1d4 plus 3. You want me to use the same damage for the Corrupted?
Yeah, just add an additional +1 to it.
And it's 4d10. 10. I'm so nervous. Don't tell anybody. That's a 10. I have so many dice too. Oh no. You know what? I'll just roll 2 10s twice. Alright, so 1d4. Yep, that's a 1. Plus 3 is 4. That's not a d10. Alright, so that's 3. 9, 12, 17. 17 and 8. Sweet mother God, 25.
25. Add your sneak attack as well, because you do have an ally within 5 feet of this creature.
Is anybody writing that down? 25, 5d6. I'll write it down. I'll just use one of my business cards.
I got you. I got you.
Thanks.
Keep rolling. I got you.
And let's see here. 6, 10, 17.
All right. And then and have you rolled for the offhand as well?
Nope.
All right, roll for your offhand.
That is a plus 7. 11 plus 7, 18.
18, all right. And then they have to make a con save, I believe.
Yep. This is the dagger of venom.
That is a 9 plus 13 for a 22. No. 22.
Yeah, that saves.
That's 22.
22.
Plus
Oh, man.
Yep.
I learned math real well.
Okay. So it saves on that. Does it? It saves, like, that's not halved, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So you did
I did-
42 damage with the first one, I think. 25 plus 17.
Yep. And then
And you
it's,
rolled an 18 to hit? Or was that damage?
That was the next was to hit. So here's
Okay,
the
so
damage
18
on
to
it.
hit. And we're doing
And that's
damage
a
now.
4 plus 3 for 7.
All right.
And I don't think I get any bonuses on that.
No, because you got the sneak attack on the first one.
Right.
So we're sitting at 48 damage. Potentially.
I have deducted it. And that include the 40-10, correct?
Did it?
You tell me. I think it did.
Yeah,
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah, I think it did.
All right. You know what? Can I get a perception check from everyone? As I think the only one that I will say won't get to make one is Karis, because you are a fair distance away.
Be a 16 from Beldis.
16 for Galenith, 11 plus 5.
24 for Maggie.
Rue, you don't get to make one. You're not even on this plane of existence.
Can I just spend a crit and do a perception check in the?
You know what?
Actually-
Usually I wouldn't allow it, but you divine intervention today. So if you would like to burn a crit to make a perception roll, fine. I will allow that.
I can't because I'm too far.
You know what? Fine.
No. I mean, I want to do it in the actual sea. I don't care about the monster.
Yeah, so it's like a television sitcom. You're seeing it from like a down like a down view.
Incredible.
Actually, no,
So
I
we-
like this. So, Rue, with your nat 20, you see something. You're gonna see something entirely different. You see, I'm gonna change this music though because this is a little bit too sad than what I wanted. You know what? How about the song right here?
What was River's dog name? I'm sorry, but
Fizzle.
Fizzle.
that's right. I kept going with like Tinker or Trinket, but was the bear in crit roll.
Yeah. Rue. You see a momentary tear in the astral sea as Golneth's knife connects with this creature. You see, like, a hammer on an iron beating molten metal, sparks erupting of that crimson red that followed your caravan for days, that mist. You see a streak like an arrow that tears through the astral sea like lightning through a night sky. And it is gone. But you see something that looks like Goloneth. It is ageless. It is primal. It is this almost like a wisp. You sense the recognition, but you innately understand this is Goloneth's being, and you see this unseen tether kind of tugging in the way of the arrow, trying to pull it somewhere. Half in the material plane, half here. Maggie, Beldis, you see this knife cut, and you see the eruption of energy, like a black hole inside this creature trying to pull. You see Beldis, his hand is burning to the blade. It is sunk into this creature, and he is sinking fast. Beldis, it is your turn.
Okay. The first thing Beldis observes is that Golineth declared his first attack was with a crit. We didn't double that damage.
So 88 damage.
84,
84.
and then plus the 7 additional.
All right, let me do that.
Exactly. So that would be 96. I think.
96 and then halved.
Damn.
Oh, you just had to burn it with that last word. All right. So,
yeah, right. Well, that's gone.
Slow to react to Golineth's fantastic charge, and Beldis was wanting to slap him on the way and give bonus action inspiration to Golineth. So you have another bardic inspiration, buddy. And yeah, this is all delayed on Beldis's reaction to what you're doing, but it's still trying to capture that energy. And just as you go on, just screaming out, just bring it on! We're not afraid! And at the same time, there's a little bit of blood from Beldis's fingers because he's covered in his own that goes flying out towards the Nightwalker. And make a charisma saving throw or be baned.
I mean, contrary to public belief, this thing is not very charismatic. I wonder why. That's a 2.
That's a 2.
Ooh.
You have a D4 penalty on just about every save and attack roll you have to make now.
Wonderful. Remind me anytime I make a roll, please.
I will gladly.
Anything else?
I was born into the unicorn.
I will move. I'm going to just move about 10 feet closer up on the bridge.
All right.
Right, actually, here. Yeah. So.
You said
back
Sorry,
from
go
the
ahead.
Astral Sea.
all right.
Is there anything you want to do while you're in the Astral Sea as you're being pulled back?
Oof. All right. Oh, that's tough. Cause Rue can still see Galad's like spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it is like this light blue flame almost. And there's also the handsome halfling and the pirate ship still.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Well, Rue's gonna. This is probably so dumb, but Rue's gonna cast banishment on Galada's spirit to get it back into his body.
Woo!
Okay.
If they're still in the plane, and then if not, then I will do something else.
No, you know what? I like the creativity. So, in the immortal words of me, fuck it.
I mean, per the spell banishment, if the thing is not native to the plane it's on, it gets sent home.
Yeah.
To where it's supposed to be.
See, I think the caveat is it
for you,
says
home?
creature, and I don't know if a soul counts as a creature, but I think it's interesting. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
fair.
run with it. We're gonna Hail Mary and throw the rule book out for this.
I would say a soul
will-
is a creature, at least in the astral plane.
I mean, that's fair. They're probably more
Probably
than the other.
functionally a creature.
So, Golnith, I am gonna roll your charisma saving throw for you.
Okay.
It's
And
a
narrate
16.
what happens. All right. All right. Rue. Do you have a memory or a thought as you kind of use your spell to form a bridge back, trying to push whatever force is pulling it and send it back to where it came from? But a lot of your energy comes from positivity, from family, from the feelings you get when you bring food and people together. What are the thoughts or the prayers that you were thinking about when you cast this spell? Because I think I'm going to treat this like a heroic moment.
I think Rue is probably thinking about the time that we were back in the Bones Plains, and her and Golineth had gone off to investigate something. And that's when the my man came from. And that was probably one of the first times that like Rue had seen like the lighter side of Galadith, and so they're just trying to like get that back. I don't know if we had snacks or not, but like I imagine like the banishment is just like she's just tossing a bunch of sticky rice at his feet to try to slow it down enough where they can come in and just like bear hug the spirit.
You collide with the spirit, and with all the force in your diminutive frame, the power of these memories you push, and the two of you with a bloop, well, it's just you when you exit the other side, but you land where you had last left. Having pulled them through. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I mean, I feel like that was just a lot, so she's just gonna say, "My man," and be done.
All right, that brings us to Bertrand the Unicorn the Third. Now that that's out of the way, we're gonna change the music to something. No, that's not scary enough.
I mean, fuck Gadry, right?
Yeah, I know, right? What a punk.
Yeah.
Bertrand, seeing Goluneth, rushing in being raped, at this creature, it's going to attempt to stab the creature with its horn, and stamp it with its hooves. I'm just gonna do this because it's easier. I'm not gonna worry about this. A 22 to hit, which will hit, and an 11 on the second attack, dealing 9 bludgeoning damage as it stomps its hooves into this creature of night and shadow. After that, it is going to stay where it is. It doesn't need to make a save, which will succeed with a 19 plus 2. Okay. So it does not take the damage. And that is its turn. Bring us to Karis, Dindrel on deck.
And so, after seeing all of that, is Goluneth free of the clutches of
No.
the Nightwalker?
Goluneth is still within reach of this Nightwalker. It has like 15 foot
No, like,
hands.
he was like being sucked into it.
Oh,
Is he still like sucked into it now?
I
did
would
I, like,
say
mishear
that... No, you heard it right. I would say that Goluneth is no longer being sucked in. Like, Goluneth could pull away. What Goluneth can't do is take the dagger out of their hand.
Cool. So he's got the dagger
in
in his hand.
And
The dagger is no longer in the Nightwalker.
correct.
Cool, okay.
And
After
you'd
I've
definitely be able
confirmed
to
that.
see, the like red mist like traveling up his
Yeah,
arm.
that's bad, but I've got 2 bad things to handle at the moment. She's going to choose the first bad thing. The first bad thing is she's going to try and banish the Nightwalker. So she is going to use a 4th level spell and cast Banishment. That's a charisma save of 17.
I'm going to use a
And
inspiration.
she is dropping concentration on the wall of light, so the wall of light dissipates as she seems to gather the force of these 8 circles of like purple energy that then form into this array that glows with abjurative power as she sort of focuses and then essentially says, "Be gone from whence ye came," and like thrusts that symbol forward toward the Nightwalker, and as it goes, expands, trying to capture the entirety of the creature that was targeted in its wrap, almost like a web, as it would try to enact the spell.
All right. I'm using a chat inspiration. It has Bane. And the DC is 16?
17.
17.
Charisma.
All right. 19 on the die, -1, that's 18. Will Bane save you? Roll your 1d4, Beldis. This is the moment you have been waiting for.
Yes.
You need anything but a 1.
Can I use an inspiration on this?
No.
No. Okay.
Beldis.
Beldis.
I don't know how I rolled a d4 cocked, but I did.
No!
2.
Yes!
Karis. Your magic takes hold and you can feel this entity struggling. They are powerful. Your spell is powerful, but this is a creature of otherworldly powers. And as you feel it struggling and taking a step, almost shrugging off your magic, Beldis, say one inspirational word or phrase that you would have said to Beldis or to Karis that she would hear in her head. Because you're all about bringing people up.
In this particular case, I'm more about bringing him down. At this point, it's kind of like going, yeah, that's how much I hurt right now.
Honestly, I think inspiring her to think of like how badly Beldis is hurt and like drawing on her spite because she is a spiteful person. I think that would work.
If
To
this
just like
doesn't work,
double
I'm
down
not
on
going
the
to
no,
die.
get out. You be yeeted.
And
I yeet thee from this plane.
Karis, like a whoosh of cold air from a door shut too fast, this creature vanishes.
As that spell, it sort of collapses in and with flash of purple, it and the creature are taken away to wherever the Nightwalker is from. But it does not look like Karis has been eased by this, as this is a concentration spell she now needs to keep for a minute or longer, or it will come back.
Alright, Dendrella doesn't do anything. She's gonna move like 30 feet closer to all of you. She doesn't know what's going on. She was like, I just killed that dude.
Which is good.
Yeah. Which brings us to the lone figure on this battlefield. They stand up. I mean, I think they were already standing after they healed themselves. They take a moment.
Shuffle the iPod. Emo Joe.
I suppose that means you've all won.
Are we still in initiative order?
If you'd like to be, if you intend to continue combat, sure. This individual doesn't seem to have any interest in fighting, seeing this creature gone.
Okay.
And he sheaths his blade and offers another shrug and just goes, well, I suppose that means in another place they've succeeded.
3 scorching rays into this motherfucker.
All right.
Not 1, not 2, but
I have a crit. Can I put one on this?
You know what? Sure. Put a crit
Yes.
on.
Like, I'm fine with it. And Karis is just gonna watch, keeping her concentration.
And then non-natural 20. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No,
So
no,
dirty
I'm sorry.
20, a nat 20,
And then 16.
16. The 16 will miss.
Let's see. The crit. Sorry.
No worries.
I was impulsive, and so I did not do my research.
Did
Okay.
you want to upcast the spell? I guess I should have asked.
No, because it's extra. Yeah. And
Maggie,
honestly, is he gonna
impulsive?
fight? That's a good
I mean,
point.
he might fight if he's getting attacked.
So 16 on the crit.
Okay.
And then, woo! 14, 12, 13, 14 on the not crit because I rolled 2 6s.
This poor guy has been down to 1 HP twice in this combat. Like, your Scorching
Hell
Rays
yeah.
just drop him back to a knee.
Someone give me any reason to stop?
Kara seems completely content to like just let you do it. She's just sitting there on her broom.
Before I say anything, because I'm the only one that caught the insight on it, but what effect is this mist and the dagger having on me? Because I very well could just get some sort of sick pleasure out of watching this happen.
So, I'm glad that you, like, asked it. Con?
I mean, it's a tainted dagger. I know this.
I know, yeah. So, as the mist begins to continue moving through your body, you feel different in regards to your alignment has changed to the opposite alignment you would have been. If you are chaotic good, you are now chaotic evil.
So not lawful evil?
Not
going
lawful
like.
evil. No.
Okay, so it's just reversing the good evil
Yes.
alignment. All right.
If you are a neutral, then I will roll a 1d9 and I will send that result to you quietly.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
Okay.
Chaotic neutral.
All right. So I will. All right. So I'm gonna DM you.
Suspense keeps building.
Before I get the DM, I'm just going to look at everybody and I'm just going to say, well, I now know what love is. I'm not looking at Discord. I can't do it.
Is there a world where, since Rue brought back his like spirits, I guess would they be able to take an action? Because this red mist is still swirling around them.
So it's basically funneling from the dagger into their arm and like into their body.
Yeah. I mean, if you'll allow it, they're gonna try to burn a 5th level spell and dispel magic.
I just look at Maggie and I yell, stop!
All right. So as Golnath yells "stop," you cast your spell. Can I get a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier, please?
Do I go digital? Or I'm just gonna roll it.
I have an action after this. if possible.
Noted. I think I'll just keep you guys
going
in
in roll
initiative
20.
order. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep you in
Oh,
initiative order and just roll.
What's
It's not
my
Okay.
spell attack or modifier?
Modifier.
That'll be 16.
16.
Can I add my d6 to that?
Of course you can. Have you used your recap?
That's
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
That's a 2, so was that 18 total?
That's a admirable number. All right. Maggie, what would you like to do?
It's an RP thing, so
Okay.
I'm gonna walk over, grab him by his armpit, lift him up, and turn him to look at all of my friends, and say to Golnath, "Explain." And I'll turn to that guy and be like, "Because these are all of my friends, and do you see what you did to all of my friends? And you don't care about what you did to all my friends. So Golnath, if you want to give me a really good reason not to punch this guy in the face enough that he dies."
Oh, you can punch him in the face all you want, but I think that him dying might be the wrong course of action. I think you might regret that later. I think he might have some more information at the least that we could need in case this thing does return.
back and forth at him.
Could always kill him later.
Rue. Your spell goes off. Golaneth, you feel that burning kind of secede from the dagger, from your arm. You retain the alignment change. However, you will not suffer any detrimental effects from the dagger. However, you are going to take a level in exhaustion until your next long rest.
Wow.
Where do I mark that?
It's on in your D&D Beyond. I think you can mark it
What's it?
I don't know.
somewhere. I know where you can mark it because I did it once.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Conditions.
yeah,
Go to
conditions.
conditions.
If you click on
At the bottom's
conditions, you can make
exhaustion
yourself
levels.
a level of exhausted.
Emo Joey. Maggie, as you speak, he looks at you, and while there isn't a sense of remorse that you can pick up on, there is a sense of empathy to your words. You kind of see, a level of understanding. I understand. After all, I loved my God and would do anything to bring them back.
I don't care what you would do to the people that I love. I wouldn't sit back and not care while the world burned.
I didn't cause whatever you think I caused. And he motions to Gaggery, who's still frozen, and to the zombies. They were simply a means to an end. What they did isn't what I did. If they had been successful in raising my God from the dead, my God would have fixed whatever they did himself.
Maggie will look at everybody else and go, does anybody else understand that? Because I'm not
Not a
100%
word.
following it.
Paris floats over and that's an interesting way to excuse yourself. What were you doing working with these people? Raising your God? Is that really it?
I don't have a need to lie.
Is that it?
No. And roll an insight check, Karas.
Cool. Ooh, yay. I need to use that D20 more. Insight is +6. That is 23.
23. They look at you differently than they look at everybody else. And there is a moment as if they are seeing something beyond you. A children of the mirror. How rare.
Explain yourself. What does that mean?
You don't know.
I wouldn't ask if I did.
I don't pretend to understand what mortals do or why they do it. I stopped being mortal long ago. You've seen the windows, the mirrors. You've touched the other side.
What are you then?
I am nothing, really. I am a toy left discarded, a exarch of a dead god. I'm what remains when things break.
What?
Do you know what the stars are? Zelda speaks up from the back, cutting.
The stars. He kind of looks up to the ceiling. Much like this world, there are many others. Long ago, the starless ones came, began to eat and devour gods, planets, the very existence of everything. And so, the gods in their infinite wisdom decided the one God who stood for everyone should protect them at the cost of breaking everything else.
And then my kin were chosen to be the next ones.
Your kin. Gotta do some rolls. Your kin were a bandage to a wound that did not ultimately succeed, I assume.
Who are you and who is your god?
I'm Valdranath. Archon of Anarion.
I'm sorry to interrupt all of this introduction, but did we stop the stuff with the people dying or not yet? Sorry, there's a little bit of an edge to my voice, and I really recognize that, and I'm really not trying to be rude or anything like that. I don't really know what's come over me, and I don't usually just like murder people or anything like that, but that was a lot. And are people still dying up on the surface?
I do not know. I would presume that with their envoy banished, that those of many eyes who watch beyond the walls, behind the doors, from under the beds of the worlds, cannot use their tools from so far away when they cannot see them.
And what do you know about sexy pirates in the astral plane?
Are they currently having the night of their life?
You speak in strange tongues, mortal. I know not of what you speak.
Rue, are you okay?
Yeah, like as they're confirming that, oh, Sealy, he said Archon. Does Karis know what an Archon is?
Exarch.
Exarch, excuse me.
You can roll me a religion check as well as any of you that would like to.
Wait, did he say Archon or Exarch?
Exarch.
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 I think
So
you
you
said Archon and meant Exarch.
You said what kind of
yeah,
check?
I meant Exarch, my bad. Religion.
Religion.
Or if you would like a history check, that is also equivalent. Karis, you can make this without advantage if you are doing history.
I'm pretty sure that I think an Exarch is a kind of goose.
With or without advantage was that?
With advantage if you are
Doing history. Yes, okay, I was. So that's
I am
20
going to burn an
plus 9.
inspiration just straight up on this.
Okay.
I got a nat
I'm glad
20
I
plus
did.
9.
I have 15 on the die plus 5.
I got a 1 for 2.
That's a funny I like your funny words, Magic Man!
I had 2 ones.
I think it's a kind of goose.
Yeah, I mean,
That
it
was
might be.
11.
Alright, so I'll go down the line. Rue.
Got like a 7.
Okay, 7. No idea. Funny word. Not important to your god, probably. Beldis?
19, either history or religion. They're both going to be the same.
Okay, which one would
DC.
you prefer? Because you're going to get different information based on which one you want.
We're going to go into that gray area, but where Beldis' knowledge kind of is based off what he was brought up with this. Was learning to be the keeper of the stone more of a religion thing or a history thing?
I would say religion in this circumstance.
we're gonna
I
go
would say
religion
you are
in this
more
case.
likely with religion.
Okay, we're going to go religion.
All right, Golneth.
History, it was 15 plus 5.
All right, so a dirty 20 and Karis.
Nat 20 plus 9 for a 29 history.
29. All right. So.
This feels like the right order. At the very least, Karis on top and Maggie like, I don't know.
So.
You don't even worship gods, so like that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. No, it absolutely makes sense. Beldis. The word Exarch isn't used often. Especially in a common everyday practice. But you kind of draw back on some of your teachings and some of the more religion-based texts that you read. The worship of the gods, the dwarven gods Dumathoin, Moradin. Prior to the calamity, the gods had mortal followers that were revered above all else. That were almost the equivalent of a demigod. They were functionally immortal, but bound to that god and to their desires ultimately. Whether this was Grumpsh, having an exarch that embodied, war, or Bane, embodying conquest. All of the gods at some point had a exarch, or 2, or 3, depending on how powerful or how big their portfolio. There are not many that still walk the realms or that are accounted for. There are some, but they are few and far between. Karis, Golneth. There are only 2 exarchs that the 2 of you know for certain. Golneth, because they are something above all else that is your enemy. The 2 twins, functional emperor and empress of the Assyrian Empire, are both exarchs. They have never once said to what god, but only that they came around and took power after the calamity, using their divinity and their power to ensure that the Assyrian Empire grew, drawing religious fervor and a almost reverence to themselves. During the war with Telbanon, centuries before you were born. One of them was injured and has not been seen since. But to this day, it is assumed they are alive, but simply building their power to recover. Karis. The first two, just like Golanath, the Emperor and Empress, while they hold a religious power within the Assyrian Empire, they are not the sole rulers. There are councils of mages, and most of the law is done by mortals. But you would know that during the subjugation of many of the northern provinces, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the Exarchs took the field and were said to be able to call down pillars of magic to incinerate miles of land at a time, at their whim. While this threat worked on many, for High Elves it didn't, and one of the earliest conflicts with Elves was the subjugation of the High Elves and the annexing of their lands. The High Elves themselves are now, whole citizens within the Assyrian Empire. They are not second-class citizens. They are not viewed in any way lesser, but at one point they were their own people, and they were absorbed as the Empire grew to expand. As many human settlements, as many of the various races were kind of absorbed and combined to establish a community and a pillar of strength when there wasn't a lot after the calamity, after the power structure of the world really failed. Outside of those two, there have been rumors over the years of various exarchs. Some rumors include a woman that rides on a white skeletal horse that will visit villages that are sick or ailing and take with her all of the souls and leave the place dead and deserted, sparing them from a long-lasting illness by taking them overnight. Others include a knight in silver armor that stands in every war that's ever been fought. They are there just as a foot soldier, reveling in the carnage and the death, and vanishing. The last one you know of is of magic. In the Bronze Bastion, there are rumored to be a wizard, or at least what something powerful pretends to be a wizard, most likely a dragon, that at one point was an exarch of one of the gods and has transcended beyond being a dragon or being a human. It is something in between, almost formless in a way, made entirely of magic, taking whatever form they choose. But the Bronze Bastion is far away, and it's always been closely guarded. So, could be a rumor. It's never been substantiated, and there's never been any significant proof. But surely could be something someone that powerful could do. You would know that the larger a portfolio, the stronger an exarch is most likely going to be, and the more exarchs there will be. But a dead god still having a exarch, they're not that powerful, but if they are still alive at this point, which Anarion died a long time ago, to some degree there is either a longevity or something else keeping this entity alive.
And to be clear, the twins are clearly completely different from this guy.
Yeah.
It's not like this is an injured like emperor empress here. Like,
no, this is
those are different people.
This is someone that no one would have heard of, and there are no functional
They're
workers.
still exarchs of presumably an existing deity.
Yeah, their deity is alive,
deity.
And whether no one knows their deity because they don't state.
Yeah, exactly. They don't broadcast that. So presumably they are the exarchs of a currently living deity.
Yes.
And this is an exarch of a dead deity.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. All
and
right.
Maggie, I will give you one thing that I think is relevant to you. As a druid.
On a 1?
On a 1.
Very, very kind of you.
I am at the end of a season I am always very kind. In Anarion, the city of Stilts is far to the east in the ocean. It is built on giant kelp forests that rise like trees above the sea, where shipwrecks and flotsam have built a makeshift town of people looking to get lost for a while. And this is also because, you know that River was from them. River has explicitly told you all that that's where they came from. If there was ever going to be a powerful druid or a powerful primal force, probably where it would be. Or at least one of the many places, like a focal point.
And why?
Because you were in the Kingdom of Andalind, in, not Cherry Grove, but City of Stilts is the next power to the east of it.
Okay.
Is why I think you would have at least a level of knowledge that, even with a 1, I think you'd be like, oh, this is some relevance to a magic thing. I think. This is where,
okay.
At least where I'm thinking is like. But that's all I got for you all.
So I don't really understand much of what he's saying, but I am hopeful that we stopped whatever's going on up there. But what about, and I'm like rolling my sleeve up to the thing. Still got a patch of stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, one problem fixed.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now,
Would this mean that no more of Beldis's people have to become stone?
With that question, granted all my body's in pain, how does my stiff shoulder kind of feel? Any different?
Not any worse.
Oh, good.
I would like to cast Prestidigitation and try to clean up Beldis, and I'm just trying to look at Karst. Did I do it right?
It looks like you're a little surprised and just
I know.
very well done. She like gives you a little clap, actually. Like, it was
Thank you.
flawless. Very good.
I mean, I haven't banished anyone. He's still here, but I did something. You are still here? Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Maggie, man, I rolled hot for once. As you kind of bear your the illness that is afflicting your people, he looks at you for a moment, and there is a very quizzical look on his features, which is, usually pretty flat, all things considered.
Does he say anything?
No, he doesn't say anything.
I think Maggie completely forgot he was there, being sort of wrapped into trying to figure out if, Beldis's people were saved or whatever, looks at him and says, "Don't even look." Not a look. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Sort of self-consciously rolls her sleeve back down and buttons it all the way up to the wrist.
Paris has a concentrated attention on this exarch.
Oh no, it broke the spell, but things back. Ah!
Oh no! No, it's been over a minute. You're all safe.
Yeah, exactly. And so she can. So she's going to approach closer to this kneeling, presumably, figure. Why exactly are you trying to raise your god?
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh. Let's see here. Ooh.
Can I use message? I want to send Dude Man a message, Galadriel, and just be like, look, man, I spared your life. Just tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, that
And can
is
she have advantage?
19. Yeah.
19. Yeah. If you want to roll for it with advantage, with Golneth, messaging. Oh well, that's a pretty decent threat. It's like, hey. Ugh. And was the 19 the higher of the rolls, Karis?
Yes.
Okay. He looks quiet for a moment, mulling over what to say. I didn't know anyone who would listen or care except for him. That everything he was sacrificed for was for nothing. And that every solution so far has failed to stop them. And he looks at Beldis, and he goes, your ancestors tried to stop. They were the first to know that it was broken and that the threads were breaking. Like I said, a bandage on a wound, it doesn't cure it. It just keeps it contained for a while.
If we take you with us, will you help us fix the threats?
I gotta tell you, I don't know if I can travel with this man.
We do a lot of things we don't like, Maggie, for the greater good.
I don't know that I'd
We can
agree with you.
repair
That
the
is-
world, keep the starless ones out again. Truly, I've been in
Truly.
this company.
It's not about that. It's not about that. You saw the force that this man used on Beldis. He could have been using that to try to save the people on the surface. He could have been using that on the very creature that you banished. He could have joined us instead of turning on Beldis, but he didn't. He could have tried to do something before we even got here, but he didn't. I'm sorry, but indifference, there's no excuse for that. I don't care what loss you've had. There's no excuse for that. And
But
I
if you
will
don't give
not.
him a chance, will he ever be anything more than indifferent?
How much of a chance has he already had? I would never trust him.
I never said anything about trusting him. And she looks to the Exarch.
I did as I needed to achieve what I desired, which would have benefited the world at large. I am not powerful enough to save everyone, nor am I as strong as I used to be to achieve what needs to be done without help. I worked with them to achieve a goal. While I disagree with the methods, none of it really mattered. If a city has to die to save a world that is acceptable in a war fought over worlds, individuals such as myself or even cities don't matter. If you don't want my help and you do not trust me, then feel free to do as you see fit. I bear you no ill will, but none of it really matters in the end.
Think, Maggie. Someone who doesn't care. Killed, we lose everything he could know about the things we need to know.
I
How
don't care
old
about
he
killing him.
is, how much he's seen, how much we need to know. We don't have to let him do anything. But I think killing him is not the right move.
I don't care about killing him at this point. Whatever. But I'm not traveling with him or making common cause with someone who just stood in front of us and told us that destroying a city is worth it. That's Beldis's city, Beldis's people. It could very well have been mine or my people or any of the rest of you. I won't make common cause with that.
I think Garrus and this Exarch are sharing a look. There is a look in her eyes if she gets what he's saying. But she also feels that maybe we don't have to execute the city to accomplish the goal.
Oh yeah, and I mean, this individual they've said their piece. There was just like a resignation of just nothing. Like, it's a lack of any ego, I would almost say. Is like, this is someone that is coming across almost entirely off flawed empirical evidence and just...
Can I pause?
Sure.
Because I'm presenting an obstacle and making a passionate argument, and I want to make sure that's comfortable for the group and that I'm not presenting a roadblock that's okay.
No,
just
that's
making
fine.
sure
I am fine. This is good.
And Kari, I want to make sure that you're comfortable that I'm like pushing back at you and it's not okay. Love you dearly. It's not okay. Just making sure.
This is always going to come up. This is a good thing.
This is great because I'm really about to lean into this really hard, actually.
I love it. I'm living for this.
This is important.
So, at some point there, between their conversation, Dotus wants to kind of interrupt and just to the Exarch. If Anarion returns, will they stay behind their wall, or will this world be flooded in their filth?
If Anarion returned, then no doubt he would know more on how to stop them than the rest of the gods combined. But with knowledge comes power, and because they knew so much, they were the one to stem the tide. And they look back to Karis. You've seen the mirrors. Did you not ask who made them? Or why?
Did we hear about that at all?
You've heard what people think they're for.
Exactly. Like, what have we heard thus far? I just
You
need
heard
like
they
a
were
refresher.
relics of the first age before the calamity, that they were used to travel long distances. And that's about all you have heard, I believe, from the dwarves at the...
Right.
Yeah.
So, with a look of...
Actually, can I interrupt quick?
Yep, Beldis.
Kari,
Mhm.
can you roll a persuasion check?
Ooh.
Sure.
Rue and Golaneth, what are the two of you up to while this is happening?
Well, that's handy. Nat 20 plus 2, 22.
I'm just looking
Okay.
back and forth, trying to gauge everybody's actions and really trying to figure out how I feel about everything, because everything is different for me now. I don't really
Golaneth
know.
standing back and going, things feel weird, man. I just
Yeah, it's
feel
like,
like the world
there's-
shifted. The paradigm.
I've seen things, man.
feel like-
So Karis,
Sorry, Rue?
I guess, yeah, go ahead.
Just to say, Rue is probably just holding the magical mace that they got and debating whether or not to just fucking chuck it at this guy's head.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like I know I said stop, but I'm almost like it's like I'm torn. It's like you're an Exarch, you're the Asarians, some shit about dragons maybe, and it's like before I probably would have just killed you. Now I want to do the right thing, but I really want to kill you because I think it's the right thing, and I never should have stopped Maggie, or should I have stopped Maggie? Oh man, it's great that Beldis' arm's feeling better, but this guy, he's a real douchebag. Can he help us? Is it worth it? Should we trust him?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, to be clear, Karis is now relatively in front of the guy. So if you are chucking the mace, just know that Karis is pretty much in front of him. You might have to move to get a good hit. She's not that tall. Depending. I don't know the height differences here, so.
Okay, so two quick things. Kari, what was that total again on your persuasion check? You said 22?
22.
Okay.
But it was a nat 20. That's all.
Okay,
No.
Con,
What?
roll an insight check real quick.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
That's going to be a 6 + 1, 7.
Okay. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance. Rue's not doing much to change the situation, and Maggie's kind of on edge with this. Yep.
Fine.
I'm just trying to think how I'm going to word what I'm about to do here.
And I will, I guess, then say this, that as Karis is sort of turning to him with that curiosity, as she starts the sentence, we know they're relics from the Thirst Age.
And with that,
You too, and then you can interrupt her or whatever you're doing.
and know that my people found an answer once and will find it again. I cast Dissonant Whispers on him. Even if he makes a saving throw, he's going to take half damage of 3d8.
Yep. Describe how this happens, I suppose.
I say those words, and what I really hope is there's just a lot of angry stone dwarven voices screaming inside of whatever's inside that helmet. Because
And
we
they
will
just
not stand quietly into this night. No.
And they collapse, and the caverns are quiet. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. All right. Let's get some What about polka music? We haven't had the polka music for a while.
I think we need polka.
I think we need polka.
Rue looks to Beldis and says, I'm glad one of us did it.
All right. Well, hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in tonight. As always, it is an absolute delight to see your names in the chat and to play with these wonderful players. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers. You can find me DMing here every Tuesday on Shards of Anarion or Anarion's Rest at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Outside that, on Mondays, I typically play some sort of MMO or video game of sorts that involves playing with other people, because making memories with friends is time well spent. Outside that, on Friday, you can find me here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard playing Kaharis Nervos Blackmont, the Tiefling Oath of Conquest Paladin, who, may or may not now be Lord of the Barrow Dells with his brother. So they're twin lords. They got to say goodbye to their dad who was murdered. It was really sad. But outside of that, away from me, you can find me at Twitter at GrahamCrackers1. But more importantly, where can you find all my lovely, lovely, fantastic friends who joined me tonight? I'd like to know, who are they? Where can we find them? And what are their projects that they're working on? Because I know you're all working on a ton of cool things.
All right, I'll go. What's up, everybody? I'm Con Found It, better known as Con. Wow. Right? Wow. Just wow. Damn. It's a good thing we got Polka. You can find me on the Twitter either at the Con Found It or somewhere else. If you're keen, you can find me. I can be found. Con Found It. Holy shit. Season 2. It needs to happen.
Okay, I'll jump in quick. Hi, I'm Bob. Build a Stone Song for the evening. You can find me at Twitter, and a couple Discords that I may or may not remember I'm a part of. I realized I filed a bunch away and I've been discovering them again. Otherwise, pay attention to this channel and see what's coming up in the future, because it's interesting.
I'll go. I'm Jen. You can find me on Twitter at QuixoteJen. That's QuixoteJen with one N and not two. But you can also find me and a bunch of lovely people at Play Cancer Away. Jen will be on Brambleberry's channel at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time for the next 4 Thursdays, and also 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for the next 4 Thursdays. Both times playing a summer camp themed game. So that's fun. I'm going to summer camp on Thursdays. This is going to be super cool. But also check out Play Cancer Away, especially if you are yourself someone whose life has been touched by cancer and you want to just come and have some support and fellowship. And we're going to have rolling short shot games for people to join over the course of the next year as the ones that we've just had start to wind down. We're going to start streaming in probably April, May, but also most importantly, we're going to do a fundraiser for specifically charities trying to get cancer care to Ukrainian refugees. And then hopefully later in the month, also a health equity fundraiser for LGBTQ plus cancer patients. So there will be 2 days where you can join us for fundraiser this coming month. Join our Twitter so you can watch out for when.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Kari. I played Karis, the Tiefling Wizard, tonight. You can't really find me anywhere. I'm just here, but you can find me here 2 whole times in a week. You can find me here every Friday playing Israel Blackthorn, the half-elf, Fae-packed Warlock, with Kaharis Nervos every Friday at 8 p.m. EST. We have fun there. We do lots of cool things. There's a lot going on. It's pretty crazy over there, but you should check it out. You can also find me here every other Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard, roughly speaking. We try. Playing here as Karis. Other than that, you can find me playing Guild Wars every once in a while. Enjoying the new expansion and the punishing metas they have given us. But if you ever want to go play with me, my player IDs right down there in the chat. Feel free to send me a message. I like to help people. So that's all for me.
Hi, I'm Adamus Lamas. I'm currently having a problem with Zoom. I'm trying to reset it, but I want you to know you can find me on Twitter at Adamus Lamas. And I think I'm doing some other stuff on other games that somebody else could maybe fill in.
Yeah, so you can find Adamus Lamas at Friends Who Roll Dice, where they have tons of fantastic shows and fantastic, charity stuff. I don't know the details of any of it, so I can't tell you that, but you can find them on Twitter. You can find Adam on Twitter at Adamus Lamas in the chat, and they played Rue, the, soup-hating chef halfling cleric. But as with all things, our episode will come to an end. We did run a little bit late, so I hope that you all have a wonderful night and get some sleep, get some water, and stay happy, healthy, and hydrated because, the real treasure at the end of a dungeon is friends and friendship. So take care of yourself. We'll still be here, take the time. So until next time, stay happy, and we'll see you soon. So bye for now.